Alright, this time I will remember to introduce you at the start. We fixed it in the last video, we just gotta make sure to keep it up. So.
Yeah.
Alright, so today we are back doing more Eidolon grading because everybody requested that we do some of the E1s and E2s. However, I'm not doing 2 videos out of that because that's gonna take an eternity. So today we are going to be rating the best early Eidolons for characters. So we'll be mainly looking at E2 since those are usually the best, but if a character's E1 is their best, and that's really what enhances them, then we'll be definitely considering that into their placement. Yep. Alright, and then we have our guest back. Introduce yourself again.
Yep, I'm Emmy. Yeah, you've seen me before. If you've watched videos on this channel a couple times, I was here for the last Eidolon video and that count review, but yeah.
I was about to say,
Thank you for having me.
I feel like people will probably... Most people, if they're watching this video, they definitely know who you are by now, I hope.
Yeah.
Just because we didn't go over it too much last time, and you and me literally just talked about it, our criteria for the tier list this time around, we are going to be looking at the character and how much better they are with those Eidolons. Yeah, and I feel like what we did with the last one, where if an Eidolon fixes a problem for a character substantially, then that'll also be a very high-ranking one. No surprise, Aglaea's E1. Probably one of the best E1s because it solves such a massive issue.
Be combining both E1s and E2s into essentially the same thing, because they're essentially both the early Eidolons, yeah.
Exactly, because I'm not doing a separate video for both. That's so stupid. Alright, let's begin now. So, first up is Acheron. We're going to look at E2 here. Mute, Thunder, and Still Tempest. The number of Nihility characters required for the Trace the Abyss to achieve its highest possible effect is reduced by 1. When this unit's turn starts, gain 1 point of Slash Stream and inflicts 1 stack of Crimson Knot on the enemy with the most stacks. For E1 is fine. I don't care. The E2 is mainly what people are here
E1
for.
is just crit value, essentially.
Yeah.
It just makes her easier to build.
And then for anybody, real quick, for anybody who doesn't know, the Abyss is when there are 1 or 2 Nihility characters other than Acheron, all of her damage is increased substantially from what it was formerly. I feel like this is a pretty...
I think this one's a classic, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of argument on this one.
It's either A, I think it's A or S. Might be A for now, it might go up to S. What do you think?
I kind of think this is like the classic S tier. It's not the best in the game anymore by a probably pretty good margin, but it's like, this is what everybody wants for their character. Like, this is what everybody wants for their Acheron, because it opens up so much potential for her and allows her to still retain her high damage value. I'm like, this is going to get knocked down at some point. But for right now, I think it's S.
Value has fallen a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Seeing as now she's getting a second competent Nihility. So E0, it's more so that E0 has gotten a lot better rather than E2 getting worse. So
yeah, they've raised her floor finally. They raised her floor instead of just continuously raising her ceiling. Yeah,
and also she has a lot more competition now with like S tier E2s, for example. She's definitely a good, really amazing Eidolon. I don't know if it's going to stay in S, though.
I think it
might end up moving down.
Right now, I think she's kind of the gatekeeper area, where it's like, you kind of need to be on this level. And if we get too many past her level, then I think it's fine to drop her. But as of right now, that's a classic E2 that I can, that's just one of the most popular ones, and it does an amazing job for the character, so. Okay, so we just alluded to this one.
Yeah.
So, I'm actually going to talk about E1 first. Drift at the Whim of Venus. The enemy afflicted with Seam Stitch takes 15% increased damage. Pretty good. After Aglaea or Garment Maker attacks this target, additionally regenerates 20 energy.
Yeah.
That fixes her core issue.
That's insane. Also, the 15 increased damage is vulnerability. It is not damage percent. So it's not damage percent, which is like doesn't scale very well, but also her E2 is insane because it's effectively it's just like
oh yeah, her E2 isn't even bad. That's the funny thing. Like, it's not even bad.
Her E2 is amazing. Like I know somebody with E6 Aggie, for example.
Oh, that's sick.
They've told me like that E2 is what allows her to hit those absurd damage numbers. Like I think the E2 would be a bigger damage increase than the E6, honestly.
I mean, a 14% defense ignore that can stack up to 3 times, like, that's objectively so helpful for a character who can attack so much like Aglaea does. Like, that's the funny thing. The E2, really, really solid. So many players, including me, didn't even look at it because E1 fixes the core issue of the character, and that's the crazy part.
Yeah. I think if you're ranking off the E1, it's pretty fucking high.
That E1 is so unbelievably good for her.
And I think the best part, though, is that both Eidolons are solid, and one of them's amazing, so I think that is S tier value.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think it's definitely, it might be above Acheron.
No argument.
Acheron's issue is that only her E2 is good.
Yeah,
and
the E1 is definitely
kind
weaker.
Of just a nothing burger. Yeah.
It's just like, okay, well, it's made it easier to build Acheron, congrats. Like, okay, that's not really what I'm looking for with an E1, but I guess that's fine. I was gonna say, both your Eidolons, both early Eidolons being good is, I feel like we gotta reward that a little bit more. Unless the other Eidolon is overwhelmingly good. And Acheron's E2 is still really good, but that's why she's kind of gonna get bumped down a little bit, is because there are some characters who have amazing first 2. Next up is Anaxa. So E2, Soul True to History, which I kind of like that name, that's kind of cool. When enemy targets enter the battlefield, trigger 1 instance of Talent Weaknesses Implants effect, and reduces their all-type res by 20%. So, I mean, that's good, because it accelerates exactly what he wants, because you want the 5 weaknesses to get your guaranteed extra skill. Plus, all-type res by 20%, that's a nice little bonus on top of that.
I don't think it's, like, game-changing, to be honest.
No.
I think it's a decent. I think it's, like, B or A.
I mean, the character's already really good, but the Eidolons don't really do much for him. Those first 2 Eidolons don't do amazing for him, truth be told.
If this was just, like, ranking every, like, Pride Win does, like, how they rank every character, like, on a tier list on performance alone, then probably S tier. But
he's really good.
He's amazing. But if you aren't talking about that, then his E1 and his E2 don't stand out that much.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. They're not life-changing, though.
I was trying to think if there was any room for A, but I don't think there's any way he can get up there with just those 2 being options. I think B is fine.
I think he could go in A, but I think it would depend, because it opens up his options both in hyper carry and in sub DPS and support options a lot.
That's fair. That one, I feel like that one's gonna be harder to come back to than Acheron. That one, I feel like that one's gonna be hard to really decide on until we fill out the tier list.
I agree. Since I was dead set on putting Acheron in A, I agree. He's not at the same level. He's not the same tier as Acheron's Eidolon, so putting him in B is fine. Yeah.
Again, we'll see how it kind of shapes out later, but all right. So we have to skip Archer for the meantime. So, oh, by the way, we're recording this during 3.3, so if this comes out when 3.4 is out, sue me. Anyway, Argenti. Yeah. So E2. Agate's Humility. If the number of enemies on the field equals to 3 or more when the ultimate is used, attack increases by 40% for 1 turn.
His E1 and E2 together are 40% crit damage and 40% attack. That's like...
Yeah, you want to do this one?
Okay, buddy. C or D? Maybe D.
C is generous!
I'd say C is... C maybe for now, because we still have to go through the standard Eidolons. Yeah.
No, if we're not doing 4 stars, I think that's D. That kind of sucks. That's not that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy.
Bye-bye, Argenti.
I feel like I'm so mean to Argenti in my videos, and I feel so bad about it, but... He's just not he's just not amazing on his own nowadays.
Yeah, may he rest in peace.
God bless, God bless. Alright, Aventurine. Pure fiction, or he's working with the Herda. Then we can have a talk about Argenti.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But then his Eidolons still do nothing.
Yeah, his Eidolons are still worthless, but at least he's a good character then. Alright, so E2, Bounded Rationality. When using basic attack, reduces the target's all-type res by 12% for 3 turns. Also, his E1 is actually... I think his E1's pretty good, just because of the fact that it does increase his sustainability. To be fair, a good Aventurine doesn't really need a huge boost to the sustain, but an extra 20% crit damage and guaranteed you will not need to skill, basically. Pretty nice.
I think it's actually pretty noticeable nowadays, though, seeing as it's a lot just way more safer.
Yeah.
E0 Aventurine, even with E0 S1, can still have some issues sustaining, depending on the fight. I think also the E2, giving so much more use on Acheron teams.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning he gets really way more stacks. I think it's a B or an A. I think it's a B or an A ranking.
That's the
Especially considering it's a support.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a support one.
Eidolons too.
Honestly, I might want to come back to this one for sure, because right now, I'm either he's above Anaxa or he's bottom of A. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going to leave him above Anaxa for right now. I want to come back to him once we have some people in A. Because I do think, again, you're right, that E2, I really do like what that does. It's a nice little boost, and it really helps out another character that's extremely powerful. Who is up next? Oh, fuck me. So I have this one.
I don't think we need to read this. I don't think
we do, but for the video. Alright, so after using her ultimate, Bailu's outgoing healing increases by an additional 15% for 2 turns. Alright, cool.
Next.
Moving on. Alright, so next up is Black Swan. I remember
the E1's more noticeable than the E2.
Oh, the E1, I forgot. Okay, hold on. Actually, I want to read the E1. So, 7 Pillars of Wisdom. While Black Swan is active in battle, enemies afflicted with Wind Shear, Bleed, Burn, or Shock will have their corresponding Wind, Physical, Fire, or Lightning res respectively reduced by 25%. That's sick. I always like the Eidolons that kind of reward you for doing exactly what you should be doing with the character. Like, she's meant to work with other DOT characters, so just by them doing their job, like,
the thing is that if you have her ult on, her ult debuff counts as every single form of DOT. So whenever you have her ult up, she effectively gets all of those automatically.
That also means that you don't even need the extra teammates at that point, but...
It really opens up her because she has, she has her defense shred in her kit, and she also has the vulnerability on her ult. This really opens up her synergies with other teams. Like, she's even usable with units like fucking Feixiao, because Feixiao can ult on the enemy's turn. Feixiao will be able to utilize both the defense shred because of how Feixiao's cone works. Having a lot of defense shred really helps. And also use the wind res pen. And also be able to use the ult damage vulnerability. And it stacks really well.
You never really realize until you actually go in and read how much damage increases Black Swan can actually give a team, just because nobody uses her for that purpose. But it's all built into her kit naturally, which, I mean, also kind of makes no sense as a concept, but I'm not going to complain, because it works really well. I think E1 is better, but I'll still read it. So E2, Weep Not For Me, My Lamb. When an enemy target inflicted with Arcana is defeated, there is a 100% base chance of inflicting 6 stacks of Arcana on adjacent targets. I mean, more damage is more damage.
Probably see more use in the future. Like, it seems like it would have a use at some point, but it's good in pure fiction. I think you can rank it off the E1, but...
The E1's the main hitter here, but...
Yeah.
It's not such a gargant... Like, I'm looking at Aventurine there in B, and I don't think it's on quite the same level as his combined.
I think it's the same level as them, because it gives her an actual use. Otherwise, I don't think she has any place in the meta whatsoever.
Oh, no. You know what? That's fair, actually. Just the bare minimum. Hey, you know what? Alright, at least you're not useless anymore. I love that D is just absolutely pointless. Whatever's in C is just probably going to be pointless, but nice.
Yeah.
Makes for a nice aesthetic.
It sprinkles.
Oh my god. Describe... I can't wait to describe an Eidolon as sprinkles. Something that people probably pay like $200 for. Yeah, it's basically just a cupcake. Like, it's getting an extra sprinkle on your cupcake. That's so sad. All right.
Yeah.
So Blade. I really hope they don't change these by. If they change these by the time he's buffed, I'm not gonna be happy. Okay, I'm not looking at E2. E2 sucks. All right. So E1, Blade cuts the deepest in hell.
Bad.
Jesus. Oh, deals additionally increased damage to a single enemy target with the increased amount equal to 150% of Blade's total HP loss in the current battle. The total HP Blade is lost in the current battle is capped at 90% of his max HP, and then it'll be reset and reaccumulated after ultimate has been used.
It's effectively a 90% increase. No, wait. 90% times 1.5, I can't think. It's 135% max HP increase on his ultimate in single target, which is only applicable in single target, but it really helps in a single target. So it's decent. I'd say it's C, or I think it's C.
Okay, thank God. I thought you were gonna say B, and I'm like, okay, I might have to argue that one, because also especially if we're taking into consideration all early Eidolon, so E1 and E2, his E2 is on the same level as Acheron's, with the other Eidolon being of a much worse value while already being a worse character. It's just rough for Blade, man. Next up is Boothill.
And clearly crit rate was the one thing he needed.
Yeah, clearly.
Okay.
Actually, this is
both are pretty good.
These are, I think
pretty good.
I actually have to read both of these. So, E1, Dusty Trail's Lone Star. When the battle starts, obtain 1 stack of Pocket Trick Shot. That's already pretty good. When Boothill deals damage, ignores 16% of the enemy target's defense. Pretty good. So then E2, Milestone Monger. When in standoff and gaining Pocket Trick Shot, recover 1 skill point and increase break effect by 30% for 2 turns. He can also trigger this effect when gaining Pocket Trick Shot stacks that exceed the max limit.
It really helps with this skill point economy and lets him run less skill point positive teammates. And for E1 helps him a lot with building up his Pocket Trick Shot, because effectively with Fugue you instantly get 3 stacks. It's just really helpful. It's not life-changing, but
I quite like what it does though. It's a nice boost.
Yeah.
And it's like it can actually make a fairly substantial difference.
Yeah.
Because it's like you said with the Fugue one, you can get all your stacks basically instantly, plus you're getting massive damage increases off, well, not massive, but like a good damage increase off of it. I feel like this could be A.
Yeah, because there's 2 pretty good Eidolons that really help him as a DPS.
Okay, perfect.
And they not only give him damage increases, but they also fix his issues, like the SP and stuff.
Next up is Bronya.
So that's interesting. I fucking hate that E2. I mean, the E1.
I hate her E1. Okay, good. I hate this E1 so much. All right. E2.
Yeah, you're like, proc, please proc, please proc, please proc.
Please work, please work, please work. I mean, that's the thing, is that if you're going to be starting a battle and you have Bronya actually advancing at the start, at least you can reset immediately if you don't get the skill point back. So, E2, Quick March. When using skill, the target ally speed increases by 30% after taking action, lasting for 1 turn.
That one's really good. Like,
that's really good.
It's really good, but
E1
I think it's A.
pisses me off.
I think the E2 alone would be A. I mean, the E1 is really helpful, though. Even if it really pisses me off.
It's like, it's a good thing. It's really important. Because you have a chance. It's really important. You have a chance now to get the skill point back. So E1 is automatically better than not having it. It just aggravates me. E2, that's objectively really a good boost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say A, B, or A. I think it'll depend on how the other support Eidolons shake out. Yeah.
Honestly, good point. That's another one we're gonna leave an A. So we'll keep it like this for now. Next up is yep, alright. Yeah, that E2 is pretty good.
Guess I'll put it in S tier. Oh.
It's like, yeah, I don't need to read the E1. E2, Crown on Wings of Bloom. After summoning Memo Sprite Netherwing, Castorice gains 2 stacks of Ardent Will. A maximum of 2 stacks of Ardent Will can be possessed at any given time, and can be used to offset Netherwing's HP consumption. It also advances Castorice's action by 100, and in the next use of enhanced skill, Castorice gains 30% of her maximum new bud points. Yeah, do we really need to talk about this?
It's broken as fuck.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It's 2 really good Eidolons. I think it's above Aggie's, yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool. Glad we agree. It's like, I love Aglaea's. I really love Aglaea's.
E1 isn't even bad. Her E1's like a really noticeable damage increase too.
That's the thing. The E2 is incredible, and the E1 is still good. So there's
only one unit that'll be above her that's not like a support.
Yeah, that one's... that was a rough battle.
Yeah.
There was no way.
There's only one DPS that's going to be able to outcompete her here.
I actually don't know which one you're talking about off the top of my head, so...
We'll get to it eventually.
I was about to say, we're going to get to it, so I'm excited to see when it just clicks. Oh yeah, Cipher. We actually have her Eidolons.
Yeah, her kit is out. Yeah.
So, E1 for Cipher, or E2... Ooh, okay, never mind, E2. So, in the fray, Nab on a spree...
Both are good. Both are very good.
I do think the E1 might actually be her better value one, but E2 is a very, very nice boost.
Okay, so the E2 is essentially extra, it almost doubles how much vulnerability she gives. It gives her an whole extra 30% vulnerability.
That's what I said in my video that I released today, is if you really want to make, like, if you really care about making DPS Cipher, like, primary DPS Cipher, these first two Eidolons are really all you need. And it's like, if you can get the E2, that's nice, but E1's pretty good. I still think if you're trying to go for
primary DPS Cipher, don't stop trying.
Okay, yeah, so that's the correct answer, but I needed to give the people hope. I needed to give the people hope. Like, if you get these two, there's a world at least. It would be nice if you could just jump to this, but there's a world here.
Yeah, that's also very true, yeah.
Oh my god. Alright, so yeah, so E2, you basically just get another 30% more damage, so you get 70% damage vulnerability. And then if you stack that with the light cone, and the debuffs you get from that, you end up at probably over 80 pretty easily.
The real answer, I'd say, is pulling Robin. I think Robin's the best thing you can do for DPS Cipher.
That's fucked up, but you're right. It's fucked up, but you're right. So E1, Cipher's recorded damage is 150% of the original recorded damage value. That's on her ult. That's great. When using a follow-up attack caused by her talent, you get 80% more attack. I think this is probably another A, right?
She's a support, so I think, and as a support Eidolon, I think they're pretty good, so I think A is fine.
Oh, did I skip one? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, here we go again. Even worse than in Aventurine Eidolon. All right.
Like, I don't think she's usable without E1, and
she is
E2 is a decent... Her E2 is like an okay damage increase, but that's it.
Yeah. So, E1, a tall figure using skill will now remove marks of counter on the enemy. You need this. You literally need this. And it's like... Yeah.
Her damage falls off a cliff without it.
Well, yeah, because the goddamn mark of counter increases the damage by so much, so then if you don't have it...
It literally doubles
This is a version 1.0 character. They suck. They're horrible on paper. Again, this is one of those things
where...
in
their base kit. I don't know why the fuck it isn't in their base kit.
This is one of those things where it literally improves the core aspect of the character. The problem is that the character, like, even with these boosts, the character still isn't incredible.
I just think it should be either C or B tier, because at least it makes her usable. And I think those are like, yeah. I don't think it's D.
Fine. Oh no, it's not D. No. I don't want to.
I think it's D
it's not D.
B, honestly. B might be a bit too high, because she's still not viable with them. She's just usable.
That's a good point. That is a very... To be fair, we have Black Swan in there, so you know what? I'm fine with
Black Swan is... Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Like, Black Swan is, quote-unquote, like, a little better off. In most cases, you should not be using Black Swan in today's game either way. So... Yeah, that's fair. And I feel like...
Wait, the Kafka buffs. Let's go. Surely.
I am so excited for those. I can't wait to maybe use Kafka again. Problem is, I'm probably going to have to rebuild her, because my builds were not good early on.
Okay, now we have the classic
Now
E2
we have
Dill.
Dragon Boy.
E2 Dill.
Yeah, E1.
This is the first insane E2. This is the original E2.
Yep. So, after using his ultimate, Danheng Imbibitor Lunai's action is advanced forward by 100% and gains 1 extra Squama Sacrosancta?
That's the free skill point.
No.
Point that he gets on his ult.
That's the thing. I know what that is. I've never had to pronounce it before. It's like it almost looks like Spanish. The problem is it's not. But anyway, so you get 2 usually after your ultimate, and now you get all 3. So that's broken.
Yeah, it's the baseline for him to be usable nowadays, but it is also a huge increase. Like he's like pretty good with it now.
Yeah, like, that is actually
he's comparable
fantastic.
To like, yeah, it's amazing for him.
Oh, also just because the E1 does technically exist, you get another stack of Righteous Heart, which is his talent. 1 stack increases your damage by 10%.
Either top of A or bottom of S. I think if we have Acheron in S tier, I think
I think this is S tier.
Yeah.
I was about to say, if Acheron is an S, he gets to be an S.
Yeah. Considering the difference between his base and like what this does for him, yeah. The only thing I am worried about is if when we get to the certain support Eidolons, if there will need to be a tier above S.
We're just gonna name it support. Like, I'm not doing it. It's just gonna be the support tier.
That's very, very fair, yeah.
I'm actually not gonna... Like, I'm gonna put it above Acheron, but not in an actual ranking. It's just like, Aglaea and Castorice are so far ahead of these two, it's not close. And these two are in the same camp.
That's fair.
So, viewers watching, don't get mad at me. These two are in the same spot. So, next up,
now
Dr.
we get to
Ratio.
the Doctor. Doctor, are your Eidolons huge?
What a statement.
I don't know if Aventurine would agree.
What a statement.
Well, I'm just quoting Aventurine. I'm not sure Aventurine would agree that these Eidolons are huge, though. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, the E2 is not bad.
E2 is...
E1 is like...
Yeah, okay, so that's what I was looking at, is I'm like, I'm not impressed.
It's not terrible.
It's again,
it's not terrible,
but it's the same thing as like Acheron's, where it's just like, oh hey, more crit to make your building easy, and I'm like, I don't want that on an Eidolon. I want something juicy.
So much crit value.
Like you get so much out of it normally.
Yeah, like oh my gosh, ratio. Come on,
all right.
Doctor.
So let me actually read this. So E2, the divine is in the details. When his talent's follow-up attack hits a target, for every debuff the target has, additionally deals imaginary additional damage equal to 20% of Dr. Ratio's attack. This effect can be triggered for a maximum of 4 times during each follow-up attack.
It's essentially 80% attack multiplier increase on his follow-up attacks.
Again, it's a nice
boost. Can you show his base follow-up attack multiplier?
Oh, sorry, hold on. Let me go back.
So that's 270% on the base multiplier. So that's a pretty decent increase, but like...
So if you're getting plus 80, that's 350, I think? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 350. But, it's not like...
It's fine.
It's not like doubling how much damage he does. Like, I think it's B... I want to say...
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't think it's at the same level as the A tiers, because it doesn't like skyrocket him in viability.
It's not. It's definitely not. Because it's like that's the thing is that it doesn't open up more possibilities for him, and it doesn't really like it's a nice boost, but it's not even an amazing boost. Nah, C's too mean. Okay, I'll give it B.
I think he definitely deserves B.
Yeah. I was just being harsh. All right.
I do think it's below Anaxa though.
Okay, good. Okay,
definitely
agree on that.
I don't even know if it's above Black Swans, to be honest.
I
think it is below Black Swans, to be honest. Like, as a DPS increase, I don't think it's more than Black Swans.
I'm gonna be
Black Swans is still 25%. Black Swans has use as both a DPS and a support, which I know DOT sucks, but it's still like a better increase
actually
than Ratios is.
Just for the fact that the other Eidolon is a bit better than the summation shit.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot about how, her Eidolons, at least combined, are definitely better. So
now we get to rank a real follow-up attack DPS.
Oh, you're not wrong, but Alright, so E2 is Moonward I Wish. In the talent's effect, for every 1 instance of follow-up attack launched by ally targets, Feixiao gains 1 point of Flying Aureus. This effect can trigger up to 6 times per turn. Also, the E1 is still pretty good. So, after launching Bolt Sunder Blitz or War Axe Skyward, Additionally, increases the ultimate damage dealt by Feixiao by an amount equal to 10% of the original damage, stacking up to 5 times, and lasting until the end of the ultimate action. Either way, it's a nice boost that goes on throughout the ultimate, so you're always going to get it, like, you're always going to get it by the end of the ultimate, which is, either way, that's a nice damage boost right at the end there.
Yeah, it's a pretty noticeable damage boost on her ult. Yeah, and then on top of the E2, it's amazing.
I was about to say, because then E2.
That E2 is insane. That E2 is like Acheron and like Castorice level E2 with a pretty good E1. So I think she's at or above like the Aggie and the cast level.
I was about to say, Castorice is still probably the top of the list. It's just a matter of if it's better than Aglaea.
I think I think though the differences between E0 Fae and E2 Fae is like vastly more different. Actually, I think she's probably the same level as Cass from what I can tell. It's like really hard to compare. She's definitely better than Aggie's though.
About to say, it's so hard to tell because it's like we're comparing multi-target to single target as well, so it's like you can't even use them in the same scenarios. I think Feixiao's other Eidolon, like both of her Eidolons are so good. And Aglaea's are also very good, but I just think the combined aspect makes
the biggest thing to like one of the
bits.
crazy shit you can do with that Eidolon is like insane though.
Oh no, it's drugs.
Like I've seen 0 cycles on Pollux with that Eidolon, like E2 Fae can 0 cycle Pollux.
Again, it's just so funny that it's just like I feel like the two characters above everyone else who can just brute force their way through shit is Feixiao and Boothill. Because I see Boothill in places that Boothill should not be in. I remember, which boss was it that Boothill kept nuking it so that... Oh, it was the Flame Reaver, right. In testing, players kept using Boothill to just nuke the Flame Reaver in beta, and the developers got so frustrated with it that they changed the mechanics of the boss fights.
Yeah.
Shout out Boothill. Firefly. I will say, I actually quite like the E1. Because I have E1, I quite like E1.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
This is the most original E2 ever. She didn't copy E2 to whatsoever.
So anyway. Alright. So E2, from Shattered Sky, I freefall. Sick name. Essentially, it just means whenever you weakness break an enemy, you immediately get an extra turn.
Yeah, it can also trigger on kills as well, but there's a 1 turn downtime, essentially. I think the E1 is what allows the E2 to be so good.
Yep, because E1 means you don't lose skill points.
They figured out this thing, I believe it was probably on Firefly's banner, essentially, that they should use the E1 to make the E2 really good. It works really well.
And it does it perfectly.
I don't think E2 is very good without the E1, but with the E1, it's very good together.
With these two combined, it makes for, like, literally a perfect package.
Yeah, she goes from being, like, the worst break DPS to being comparable to top-tier DPS in a lot of scenarios. I think she's below Feixiao. Or maybe below Aggie. I don't know if she's above or below Aggie.
She's in the same realm as... Like, she has the same kind of thing as Imbibitor Lunae. The thing is, though, is that the E1 also pairs...
The E1's a lot better
super
than
well
Lunae,
with the... Alright, actually, you know what? Hold on. We're gonna go back to Aglaea real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one... Okay, getting a specific vote on that one is hard. I'm about to just make an S- tier. I'm about to make S- and put these two in it, I swear to God.
Yeah.
We're gonna... Okay, she's gonna go there for now. It's fine. These two are in the same realm, and then Feixiao and Castorice are above these two. God, we have 3 different tiers within S, and there's 6 characters in it. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think that's what I was a little hesitant to put Acheron in S, because I don't think she's at the same level as, like, Feixiao or them, just because she doesn't have 2 good Eidolons, and they have 2 good E1s and E2s,
Oh. Now, again, just... Oh, this was the hard part about doing both Eidolons combined, but it's still better than doing an entire video for E1. Alright, moving on. Fu Xuan. E1. Wow.
It's pretty decent.
I forgot this is what the E2 was.
Bailu.
It's a revive. Oh.
Yeah, we have Cass at home.
I forgot that's what the E2
It's not nothing, it's C, I think.
It's C. I'll say, because it's not outgoing healing by 15%. It's not that.
The only reason why I think I can say it's C is because she's a 50-50 loss pull unit now, and it's probably one of the better, other than like Bronya's Eidolons, it's probably one of the best units to lose your 50-50 to.
Yep, literally.
Eidolon value.
Oh, that's... Yeah. I mean... Hey, man.
Really
she increases your crit rate. She increases your crit rate, and if you get E1, she'll increase your crit damage, and then E2, you get global passive. Wow. Awesome. Alright, moving on.
I think she's above Blade, honestly, though. I think that's it. I would put her above Blade.
I'm gonna be honest, I was just gonna dip. I didn't want to look at this anymore. Yeah, that's fine.
That's fair. Yeah.
I don't have a strong opinion on this one. I'm just so disappointed.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Alright, oh, I can't wait to be disappointed again. Alright.
I don't think we need to read these.
So,
I'm just gonna be honest.
Base chance to freeze enemies, 35%. After an enemy frozen by Gepard's skill is unfrozen, their speed is reduced by 20%.
Considering it's literally only used as to run trend of universal market on Acheron teams, the fact that these prevent the enemies from moving, and literally his only use is to act as a punching bag for the enemies. I think it's literally a negative Eidolon.
Literally.
Like, tier. Oh my gosh.
What is the point of delaying an enemy if you have a sustain? There's actually no point to it. Oh my god. You know what? I like it more than outgoing healing boost. Can we? Maybe we should just stop reading standard banner.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Did we miss Fugue, by the way? Or oh, no, Fugue is lower. Wait,
because it's Fugue / Ting Yun.
Oh. Okay.
You know what? No, actually, we're gonna take a quick detour to Fugue because I don't want to have to read three standard banner in a row.
That's fair.
I can't do this anymore, man. We're not even that far into the video. Okay.
I think this is where we need to create that support tier above S. We'll call it S support or whatever. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Because these are game-breaking value.
I was about to say I quite like both of these. These are both really good.
They're amazing. Like,
so alright.
Completely life-changing for a big team.
I'm gonna have to read both of these. So E1, Earthbound I Was, Cloudward I Be. Ally target with Foxy and Prayer increases their weakness break efficiency by 50%.
We have E6 Firefly at home, chat.
Fucking bullshit. Alright, and E2... I can't even read anymore. Actually, it's crazy how much better this is. That's fucked up. Oh, sorry. Alright. When an enemy target's weakness gets broken, Fugue regenerates 3 energy. After using ultimate, advances the action of all allies by 24%.
It's amazing.
Do you guys like Dance Dance Dance?
Yeah, you run her on like tutorial, the tutorial mission, like one or whatever, and she gets so many fucking ults. Like, it's insane. Especially because since she implants that extra weakness bar with her exo toughness.
Yep.
You get even more breaks anyway, so it's like boom, 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 and you're running with an HMC, so it's double DDD at that point.
50% break efficiency and action advance.
Yeah, like, oh my god.
And action advance. That's so broken. Jesus.
Yeah. I don't think all the supports are going to go up there, but I think there are a couple that will.
I was about to say, this one was an easy one, to be fair. Back to disappointment. Himeko! So, E1, after Victory Rush is triggered, Himeko's speed increases by 20% for 2 turns.
It's okay.
E2, deals 15% more damage to enemies whose HP percent is 50% or less.
She really thinks she's small herd up.
So anyway, should I throw her in the graveyard?
The E1's not nothing. Yeah, put her in.
That could be top of the graveyard then.
We have 2 very interesting sustain Eidolons coming up next.
Oh my god, good characters, wow!
Yeah.
I missed them. Alright. Next up is Huohuo. Oh my god.
I think the E2, we can kind of be like,
oh my god, it's just another it's just another res. Okay, moving on.
Okay, the E2 also, this is really helpful specifically for Huohuo, because I don't know if you have Huohuo, but her sustain can be a little bit sussy nowadays.
Oh yeah.
She can be a little bit sketchy in the new endgame content because of how like hard enemies are hitting nowadays.
So E1 anchored to vessel, specters nestled. The duration of divine provision produced by the talent is extended by 1 turn. When Huohuo possesses divine provision, all ally speed increases by 12. Yeah, that's goated.
This is gonna be my guess is there's going to be 2 sustains that make it to A tier, and then 1 sustain that makes it higher, and I think Huohuo is one of the A tier sustains.
Yeah, I agree with that.
For the sustain Eidolons, yeah.
Question is, where is she, though?
I think she's below Cipher still.
Okay, good. Because I'm like that...
Because it doesn't give, like, a crazy damage increase. It's just speed is so game-breaking in a turn-based game.
Yeah, the speed is super helpful, and then the E2 is definitely, like, a bit weaker overall, but the E1 is so nice.
Now for the next character, we were talking about speed.
This is bullshit. This is gonna be
Someone mentioned speed? Someone mentioned speed?
God, it's this fucking crack addict, Hiasin and Lil Ika, man. Okay. Anyway,
if you just read E2, it's literally just
E2. When any ally target loses HP or HP decreases, get 30% more speed.
By the way, this isn't for Hiasin. This is for that ally. So it's effectively, and since if you have her S1, and I'm assuming if you have her E2, you have her S1, her S1 drains your team's HP, and since she's going to be the fastest unit on your team, always, it's effectively a 100% uptime, global 30% speed increase for your entire team. And because she scales off of speed, because her speed increases her alkaline healing.
Yeah, by the way.
Healing is what her damage is based off of.
Hold on,
it's effectively also a damage Eidolon for her.
There it is, in case anybody wants to read that real quick.
Not to mention E1 is amazing too.
Dumb.
Or E1.
Oh, E1's good too. Okay, let me read E1.
E1's amazing.
So when Hiasin is in the after range state, additionally increases the max HP of all ally targets by 50%. And immediately restores HP equal to 8% of Hiasin's max HP after using an attack.
That's a team-wide heal, by the way, and it happens after any ally does any attack at all, like follow-up attacks too.
And the after range state is caused by her ultimate, for anybody who doesn't know.
Yeah. The E1 is amazing.
It's like... additionally 2 is the crazy part. Additionally increases.
It means she increases the entire team's max HP by 80% with her ult up. Which is like, okay buddy, like, is that necessary? That was not necessary. I think this is either like high S or I don't know if I want to say support tier. I don't know if I
actually it could is it support? They're both okay. Those are
we
both
talking about Castorice
very
specifically?
powerful.
I think both of her Eidolons are amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. No, I don't think the context even matters. I don't even think the context matters. I think it's genuinely a better combination overall.
Oh my gosh, this is...
She boosts her own damage. In her ideal team setup, you're giving 80% more HP, and with the ideal build, which is just having the light cone at E2, 30% more speed by just doing your job.
Yeah, and we don't even need the light cone if you're on a cast team, because like it's a 2-turn long speed boost. Like, oh my gosh.
No, that's actually disgusting.
How did we get here?
That's disgusting.
How did we get here? Yeah.
I hate that. All right. Oh god. Moving on. Next.
How to be disappointed in a limited character.
Jade. So y'all like crit rate increases? Alright, so just to read the other one. E1, the follow-up attack damage from Jade's talent increases by 32%. After the character with Debt Collector state uses an attack and hits 2 or 1 enemy targets, Jade additionally gains 1 to 2 points of charge.
I think the definition of a B tier.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it's still good, and it improves one of her main things pretty substantially. The problem is the other one is fucking mid.
Yeah.
The other one is just objectively mid.
The flexibility that it gives her is pretty noticeable, because I've seen people, like, I remember back on the Nikador boss, there was one guy who zero-cycled Nikador
with
using Feixiao as an E1 Jade driver, which is like, how did we get here? What?
Okay, that's kind of cooked. It is genuinely amazing how many more possibilities Eidolons open up for more creative team building, and it's sad that they have to be locked behind Eidolons, because the creativity people really want in this game is actually there, but it's just locked, and that sucks. Anyway, yeah, no, it's in the same camp where, like, one of them kind of sucks, but then the other one's pretty good, so...
Yeah.
Thinking, like...
Above Black Swans.
I want to say above, right?
Yeah, because at least she's usable.
I was gonna say, I like above.
Okay, now we get Jiaoqiu.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Alright, so...
E1's okay.
The E2 is the one that really unlocks his damage potential, but E1 is still good.
It makes it so that he actually can do some pretty decent damage.
I don't know. I feel like more people are going to be interested in the E2, so I'm like, E2, from Saber comes Suffer.
I don't know.
Alright, so when an enemy target is inflicted with Ash and Roast, which they always will be, increases the multiplier for the fire DOT dealt by Ash and Roast to the target by 300%. He becomes a real character instead of a debuff bot.
I feel like we kind of underrated Anaxa and Aventurine at this point.
At this point, I agree. So, okay, so now that we have more characters in A, how do we feel now?
I think we can move Aventurine and Anaxa up. I don't know do you want to make another tier below S for Dill and Acheron to go to?
Yeah, probably, actually. I wanted to try and avoid it, but the thing is, though, as we're getting more characters in S, it's getting a bit messier. Alright, so moving on, next up,
King Yuan.
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna be disappointed again.
The worst Eidolons ever. I don't think we need to,
I need to read one of them. I don't really care about either of them. I need to read one of them.
Just pull Sunday, please.
Yeah, you know what? If you want to really improve your Jing Yuan, don't get Eidolons. Just go get Sunday. Go get Sunday Go get Sunday S1. Maybe get an E1 for him instead. You'll probably enjoy yourself a lot more. Alright.
E1 Sunday is a bigger increase than
any of these.
E6. It's a bigger increase than fucking E6 Jing Yuan, so like, yeah.
Alright, E2, after Lightning Lord takes action, damage caused by Jing Yuan's basic attack skill and ultimate increases by 20% for 2 turns. Wow.
So bad. Like, oh my gosh. The E1 is like also, what the fuck?
It's a damage increase at least.
Yeah.
It's not nothing. It just... Oh.
Let's go in C tier. Our general.
Here you go,
buddy.
Go
with the rest of the C and Jiao units.
Oh, that's actually tragic.
He's with his family now.
This one tries to kill him. Fun family reunions. Alright, next.
Yeah.
Jingliu.
If we add one more to the family or not.
We might be.
I think we're adding one more to the family chat.
God damn it. Okay, I will say, with Jingliu more than likely becoming an HP unit, this one is probably going to change a little bit. I imagine that the boost will be nicer.
The E1 will be be in the future.
The E1 will be better. And then E2
it's very E1 blade coded though. Like,
yeah,
it's
a little
really bit. E1 blade coded.
A little bit.
Because it is another Eidolon where it's, if only one enemy is attacked, it increases the damage multiplier. So,
wait a minute!
Yeah, it's literally just E1 blade.
I didn't realize they put that condition on it. Oh, that sucks. Okay. So E2, after using ultimate, increases the damage of the next enhanced skill by 80%. Wow, a nice little damage boost with the other Eidolon being annoying. You know what that means!
They're all with their family now.
Actually, I'm gonna move Xuan just so the boys can be together. I don't think anybody's concerned about the ordering of this anymore.
Not Dill being 3 tiers higher than them.
The worst part is Jingliu came out after him. What happened here? What happened? Yeah. I hate it here, man. I hate it here. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now we get actually
Kafka.
Not bad. These are not bad. They're not unusable.
So here we go. So E1, when the talent triggers a follow-up attack, there's a 100% base chance to increase the DOT received by the target for 30% for 2 turns. Pretty good. E2, while Kafka is on the field, DOT dealt by all allies increases by 25%. Together, that's a pretty nice boost to DOT.
Okay. I think it's C.
I was about to say, do you mean B tier?
Oh yeah.
I was about to say, surely that's not C. I was okay. Thank God. You said Black Swan, and I'm like, okay. I thought we were about to have to fight on this.
I keep on thinking everyone in C tier is actually D tier because
it's so bad. No. We have the graveyard tier now. Next up is Lingsha. So I think I can do.
Okay, yeah. The E1's really good. The E2 is
E1's
something.
I was about to say E1's actually pretty nice. So hey, do you guys like break efficiency? Also, do you like reduced defense?
Yeah, it turns into a DPS. It turns into a support. It turns her into a sub DPS. Like, it gives her everything.
I was say E1 is a nice boost for Lingsha herself, and then E2 just gives a boost to more of your allies. Which, with break teams, everybody is a DPS because of super break, so...
Yeah.
This is a nice combination.
It's nowhere near as good as the E1. I think it's...
oh, yeah, but...
It's above... okay. I want to say it's really good. I don't know if it deserves S-, though.
Okay, so I think it's above Boothill for sure. It's just a matter of if it goes into S-.
It literally turns her into a DPS.
I'm willing to say that it's S-. Like, that is a very nice boost. The extra weakness break efficiency, for her specifically, you can do so much with that. Especially if you're running in like a Firefly team where you always get the weakness implant.
I don't think we can put it in the same tier as Huohuo and Aventurine. I think you have to put it a tier above them.
Okay, yeah, good. We agree then.
Yeah. Now we get to do the next unit. The unit with the only genuine negative Eidolons. Like...
Oh, no.
His E2 is literally a nerf.
So, E2! Bestowal from the Pure. When his skill is triggered, if the target ally's HP is lower than 50... Why is it formatted like this? Is lower than 50%.
I think it's just a mistake.
Luocha's outgoing healing increases by 30%. If the target ally's HP is at 50% or higher, the ally receives a shield that can absorb damage. I didn't know this existed.
Dude, you're not supposed to be a shielder. Please
what is that?
Get some help.
What is that?
His whole purpose nowadays is on Cass and My Day teams as a healer.
What?
And the units that want their team to take damage, like, he adds a shield that slows them down. Like, I think this has to go at the bottom of the graveyard, because it literally makes him worse.
I was about to say, there's no argument. I don't care what the E1 does. I don't care what any of his other Eidolons do. This literally destroys the character. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I'm so sorry for all you E6 Luocha users out there.
I'm gonna not talk for the next one because I'm probably biased, and if I speak, I'm in big trouble.
I mean, to be fair, if from what I remember is true.
And I do not want to be in big trouble.
Okay, yeah, so this is what I remember it being. So, E2, Strife beholds Cry of Dead. Hard name, by the way. During Vendetta, the damage dealt by My Day ignores 15% of enemy target's defense. After he receives healing, converts 40% of the healed amount to charge. Tally of the converted charge cannot exceed 40 points, though. And then E1 is still pretty good. Increases damage multiplier dealt by Godslayer Be God to the primary target by 30%. And this ability now deals to all enemies imaginary damage equal to the damage multiplier dealt to the primary target.
I can literally show this to you after recording.
Oh no, I know you could.
I think it goes in S.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's not an argument here. It's just how high. Because I think it's better than these bottom two without a single shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, I think it's middle. I think it's below E2 Fei.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
I was about to say, if after Feixiao, that was probably gonna have to be an argument. These two, easy choice. No, Mighty clears that. That is a amazing combination.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm also very curious.
So anyway, Rappa. All right.
Yeah, this is very underrated, I think. At least the E2 is very underrated, but the E1 is amazing.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to read both of these actually. These are actually both pretty nice. So, E2, freeze the mind enlightened by haikus. The enhanced basic attacks first 2 hits have their toughness reduction against the one designated enemy increased by 50%. During the seal form state, entered by using ultimate, damage dealt by Rappa ignores 15% of the target's defense. After exiting the seal form state, regenerate 20 energy. Damn.
It really fixes her rotations.
That's actually really nice.
Really important.
And damage boost, more utility.
It's really nice.
And improved primary mechanic.
I've been using like PvP as kind of a reference for how my opinions on a lot of Eidolons. I am not afraid of an easier Rappa. An E1 Rappa scares the shit out of me.
I was gonna say that should strike fear in the hearts of men.
That's the difference. Yeah, I think it's
I really like that personally.
Minus somewhere. I think Boothill can stay in A, but I think this can go in S.
Yeah. Okay. So again, I'm looking at Boothill as the gatekeeper, and this is better than Boothill. So this is going in S- at minimum. Robin. So.
Okay, I think this is the next support. I don't think we even need to discuss this. I think this can go.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, hold on. So let me do both of these real quick. E1. All allies type res pen increases by 24% while the concerto state is active. Broken. E2, while concerto state is active again. Increase your speed by 16, all allies. Also, your talent's energy regeneration effect additionally increases by 1.
For reference, that's normally 2, so it's a 1.5 time. It's effectively giving her 1.5 times energy gain in her ultimate.
We're just
let's just put her up there with the top. I don't think we need to rank the top.
No, we're not ordering these. It's just ready.
They're all like ambiguously broken. They're all ambiguously great.
I was gonna say the biggest thing is just like they're all broken. It's just broken for different teams. So it's like broken for like most broken for HP teams, most broken for follow-up teams, most broken for break teams. But they're all broken, so it doesn't matter.
I think the biggest thing on Robin is that her E2 makes her really good off of follow-up because it really fixes. The main issue with Robin off of follow-up is that she runs into some energy issues. The thing is, with her E2, you're never running into energy issues off of follow-up attack because you get so much extra energy even if you're not on a follow-up attack team.
What a good character. Man, that character is going to keep holding up for so long. It's insane. All right, Ruan Mei. So E1 is definitely really good. E1, while the ultimate's field is deployed, the damage dealt by all allies ignores 20% of the target's defense.
It's good. It's not life-changing. I think it's a lower A.
I feel like this is the same range as Bronya's, because it's like they're kind of.
I think Bronya's is different.
They're kind of in this like they obviously have completely different purposes.
I think I'd rather have an E2 Bronya than have an E2 Ruan Mei, though.
Yeah, that's fair. But also, I think the E1 on Ruan Mei is still just a bit more helpful. I feel like.
I think it compares about to the same damaging. It's like I think at the same level as the B. Yeah, I don't think I can put it at the level as the A tiers.
I'm trying to
unless you're talking about break, but I'm not.
I'm trying to take a look at the other supports
in break.
That's the thing. I'm trying to take a look at the other supports.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, okay, that's the thing is that in the best case scenario, which is break, even then.
The E1 is pretty good in break.
Yeah, the E1's going to be pretty helpful.
Break is stacking up a lot of defense down.
And then the problem is the E2 for break is honestly not going to be helpful.
Bottom of A or like top of B?
I'm going to be honest. I think I think I like Jiaoqiu's a little bit more.
Actually, it's a support Eidolon, and it's really universal. I think it could be an A. Jiaoqiu's just less a universal support.
Yeah, but also I think I like what his Eidolons do a bit more, because not only does it increase his Ash and Rose stacks, which is his primary mechanic, but
it doesn't actually increase his Ash and Rose stacks.
Well, no, it doesn't increase his stacks, but it increases the amount you can it increases the amount you can get off of it. So it's like either way, it helps the primary mechanic, but then at the same time, his E2 also essentially morphs him into more of a sub DPS.
Bottom end of there.
We've literally been arguing about this for like 5 minutes. All right, we're moving on.
Yeah,
we're done.
Yeah.
Me and editing cut to this part. We're done.
Yeah.
I love how in the last video people are like, it feels like you guys went through these kind of fast, and I'm like, no, I just cut out most of the discussion. Like, nobody, you don't want to hear us talking about literally the specifics of the game for 5 minutes straight to move them 2 spots. You don't want to hear that.
I mean, I think some people will. I think you could release like an unedited version and then do a supercut, which is the edited version.
You know what? That shit's gonna be a member exclusive video. You want it, you gotta buy it. Fuck you. So fuck you guys. All right. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Before we
because I know a lot of times when I'm watching some discussion videos on some channels, I literally just do it because I can't do work without having noise in the background.
No, I understand that. That is absolutely fair.
So I'll just watch something in the background, not like fully pay attention to it, but just it prevents me from going insane.
That is completely fair.
I think this has been going a lot quicker though, now that we have the format down.
I think we've gotten a bit better. I don't think there's a world where I don't have to make this 2 videos. It might be like a 40-50 minute video, but that's better than if it would have been a 1 hour 30-minute video. So I'll take it.
I mean, we're like an hour and a half into recording, but we're also like 75% through of them. Oh my god. Yeah, we're also 75% through the Eidolons though, and we have been doing twice as many Eidolons, so I think it's fair.
Honestly, yeah. Again, there's a world. All right, so why this again?
Can we just put her in D tier? I don't want to talk about this anymore. It saddens me.
Do you want C or D?
D.
Okay, cool. We're not ordering these. Actually, no. There we go.
Yeah, Luocha is mandatory.
Luocha has to be last. You know what? She can go up here with the DPSs. Yeah. There you go. There you go, Zila. Yeah. All right, moving on from Depression. Okay, Depression might still be in stock. Hold on.
Okay, no, these are actually.
Are these actually good? Okay, okay.
Okay, so I'll explain E2. E2 doesn't look great, but enables DPS Wolf. Or like sub DPS Wolf.
I was about to say I liked E2 off the bat. I'm like, oh hey, that's nice. Also, that means you can invest stats differently.
For Acheron teams specifically, it applies a debuff whenever an enemy enters the battle. So that's a stack every time an enemy spawns. So either when you're switching waves, it's an extra stack, or when a boss will, like, for example, summon minions, that's an extra stack as well.
Okay, you know what? That's insane. I would not have thought of that. That is really cool.
Yeah.
And then E1 is also...
Obviously, the E1 is amazing.
That's really good.
Effectively,
really nice.
35 energy every time you use your ult, which...
Mm-hmm. And then, just for reference, it's only a 110 energy ult. So you're basically getting a third of your ult back, just as a free refund.
You get 1 turn ults with this. Yeah.
Okay, I actually really like this. I never knew what her Eidolons were. I'm actually very pleasantly surprised. Those are nice.
Yeah, after energy regen is considered, she gets 1 turn ults with her E1 without tutorial. So, I think this puts her at an A tier level. It really improves her, especially her E1 does. I think it can be an A tier level because it just fixes a lot of her issues.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
And it just gives her a lot more utility.
Because it's definitely better than everything in B. So now it's just a matter of where in A it goes. I think it goes towards the
fairly
bottom. Good.
I don't think it's at the level of either Cipher or Bronya, because Cipher and Bronya are massive.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I think around Huohuo, there's like we can start having.
I think we should move Anaxa above Aventurine and Huohuo then, because I think he can even go up a Boothill, because it's quite a noticeable damage increase for him in both his own teams and in Herta teams.
That's what it was.
Because Anaxa,
I'm fine with that.
His IDs both help him in Herta teams and with his own hypercarry teams. Also, just I like aesthetics of putting him next to Boothill. Do you agree?
Okay, you know what? I moved this so it could be the high cloud quintet. All right, that's fine. You get a deal on that one. I'll compromise on that, just for the aesthetic purposes. All right. Anyway, Silver Wolf. Oh my god.
Yeah. She's like around the same value as the sustain ones. I want to say
it's slightly above Huohuo. But it's also, I don't know, in terms of the value given by the Eidolons, I do think it can be higher.
Okay, I think it's because if you're talking about value right now, Huohuo is probably more because you can slot Huohuo into way more teams than you can slot Silver Wolf into, even at E1. So
yeah, but also comparing the value of the Eidolons,
it's gonna skyrocket.
Comparing the value of the Eidolons as well as that E2 for Huohuo just wasn't as helpful.
Yeah. I mean, E2 Silver Wolf isn't that impactful, and it's like.
So it's really just going E1 for E1.
Yeah, but and at that point, I think E1 Huohuo is way more applicable because you're not using Silver Wolf in that many applications.
I mean, that's fair. Most people just still use Pela.
Yeah, tutorial exists.
Tragic.
So, yeah. A free light cone is doing very similar things to what her E1 does, so I think you gotta put it below Huohuo.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who's up in
this one's gonna be spicy.
I was almost tempted to move it immediately, but let me actually show what Sparkle does. Before I immediately
Sparkle is one of the craziest units in, one of the craziest changes. It's crazy.
So
I'm gonna be honest.
E2.
I've seen this thing do disgusting things.
Okay. Also, just quick notice. The Cipher effect granted by the ultimate lasts for 1 extra turns. That's very nice. E2 though. Every stack of the talent's effect allows allies to additionally ignore 8% of the target's defense when dealing damage.
Yeah.
And this is comboed with the fact that you're also getting a 40% attack increase on top of the normal buffs you get by just using Sparkle.
So, yeah, that's, can you check how many stacks she gets?
Oh, sorry, hold on, let me go back real quick.
Yeah.
Stack up to 3 times.
So it's, up to a 24% defense ignore.
Yep.
Yeah, for all your allies. I think it's just amazing, honestly.
It is. That is one of the that is a great support Eidolon. I was gonna say it's one of the best, but it's like they just keep making supports more and more broken.
I don't think it compares to the top.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It compares to the top 3.
They just keep making supports so much more broken. It's getting annoying.
I think it could be I feel like we're really downplaying the E1 Ruan Mei at this point, but I'm not sure though. But the Cipher.
I mean, that's the thing. But that's the thing is that it's still already a higher value than that. And when the other Eidolon still has more value than that, when Ruan Mei's other Eidolon is the problem.
Yeah, I think we can put this in S- then, because it's just above Ruan Mei's at that point. And I think also one thing we can do is maybe move Cipher and Bronya up to S-, just because
that's a big jump.
Bronya. Vulnerability is very rare in the game, so
I feel like that's what we were talking about earlier, and we ended up here.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
I think I underrated it a bit. But,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right.
I think we're gonna talk around in circles, but
people are gonna just be furiously commenting right now. Like, I told you, Cipher was. You know what? Oh my god. I'm fine with.
I think it is hard,
I'm fine with moving them up. As of right now, I'm not sure I want to move them into S-, because I do think Sparkle just has more of an argument above them. And I feel like once we start filling the tier up too much is when it gets a bit it starts getting downplayed a little bit, and I want to emphasize that I do think the Sparkle one is a very good boost. All right, so Sunday, moving on, Sunday. So
the E2 is like, okay, why did you pull this? Please stop. Get something else, please. He already has enough skill points.
Why does it recover 2 skill points? That's so funny. Okay,
you already have enough.
Okay, so E1 is the cool one that you want to focus on. Just moving on. So when Sunday uses skill, the target character can ignore 16% of enemy target's defense to deal damage, and their summon can ignore 40% of the enemy target's defense to deal damage, lasting for 2 turns. If you have Jing Yuan and you want to invest in Jing Yuan, don't get Jing Yuan's E1, get Sunday's E1.
Yeah. It's also really good for Castorice. Yeah, and also it's just 16% defense down overall, which is like not the most insane thing ever, but the fact that it can flex into being that insane 40% is like...
Yeah, that's once again the problem, where it's like in the ideal team scenario, this is so good, but then in an everybody else scenario, because everyone uses Sunday because he's just another good action advancer, it kind of loses value.
I think it can go next to Sparkles.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm thinking, because they basically provide the same value with his having a slightly higher ceiling, but a lower floor.
I don't want to run in circles. Okay, I was going to mention Bronya.
We're not doing this right now!
I'm going to stop.
It's like the Ruan Mei thing, we've been doing it for too long.
I need to stop it, I need help.
You just like talking about this game so much.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's fair, it's fair. I made a job out of it. So, the Herta.
Yeah. This will be the absolute, I think, best DPS Eidolons in the game at the moment.
I really like what her E2 does, and the E1 is also pretty solid. Because it's just...
The E1 is an insane damage increase.
You're getting just an insane... Yeah, I was about to say, you're just getting an insane increase in your damage.
Yeah, the E1 is like insane damage increase, and the E2 is like insane utility.
Yeah, you know her main mechanic? How about another stack of it? Alright, so, E2. After the Herta enters battle and uses her ultimate, she additionally gains 1 stack of Inspiration. After using Enhanced Skill, the Herta's subsequent action is advanced by 35%. For everybody who does not know, the stack of Inspiration is how you get your Enhanced Skill that does all your fucking damage. And E1, those stacks of Interpretation that also increase your damage, well... How about a little more? You just get more out of them, and you don't reset to 0 anymore, which is really nice.
There's some really goofy things you can do with like speed stacking teams. Yeah.
All right, so
it's definitely the best. It's like it's way better than those. Yeah, I think it can sit at the top of S tier because.
Problem is you can't make it into support without being a support.
I don't think it deserves support because she's literally not a support.
Yeah, you can't make it into support without being a support. However, this combo is incredible. That is one of the best early Eidolon compilation. Like, I can't think of the word, but combinations. There we go. That is one of the best combinations in the entire game. All right.
Yep.
Topaz and Numby. Their E6 was disappointing. Let's see how their E1 and E2 look. Oh my god.
The E1 is a 25% crit damage. It's a 50% crit damage, effectively.
Oh, I see. So, the Debtor State increases the crit damage of follow-up attacks inflicted on the target enemies by 25%, stacking up to 2 times.
And the E2 gives her a lot of extra energy.
After Numby takes action and launches an attack, Topaz regenerates 5 energy. I mean, that's nice.
That also counts anytime she uses her skill, so her skill also generates extra 5 energy. And then Numby attacks after her skill as well, so blah blah blah. It's really good.
I'd say that's nice.
And then her E1 is also just really good damage increase for the follow-up attack teams.
I mean, again, because you're going to be running her with a superior follow-up DPS either way, so increasing their damage even more on top of her normal amount, already good. And then that also means that you can get your ultimate faster.
It also,
which is,
for
again,
ratio teams, it supplies your extra debuffs that you need for ratio.
Yeah, no, that's nice.
I think it's a A tier, around like Silver Wolf level.
I'm like, okay, I'm not.
Actually,
I can't keep doing this anymore. This is now a group. Everybody behind Anaxa is a group now. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Ruan Mei's the last. That's the only thing that matters. Everybody else, have fun.
I think she's at the same level as them, to be honest. But yeah.
I'm like,
only because she doesn't have an E2. I think that's the main thing holding her back.
Literally, this just sucks.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, okay, the E1 on this next one is pretty good. Where is she? E1. While the zone lasts and after allied targets attack enemies, additionally deals true damage equal to 24% of the total damage of this attack to targets that have been dealt additional damage by the zone. And then E2, mostly because I've never actually read the E2 because I know E1 is goated.
I can't keep getting away
The additional damage dealt by the zone increases to 120% of the original damage. Alright, that's bullshit. When the zone deals additional damage, further deals 1 instance of additional damage.
So, I mentioned that person who has an E2 trivia. I watched a Pela basic attack with no crit stats built deal 50k in an MOC where there's no buff to increase Triby's actual like damage. That was outside of the MOC buff that helped her damage, by the way. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, no, you're right. They can't keep getting away with this. That actually is insane.
Yeah.
You've got to be kidding me. All right, enjoy support tier, Tribby.
Okay.
Well done, well done.
We have 2 left.
All right,
Welt
so
and
next
Yunli.
up is...
Actually, no, we have 3 left. We have Welt. Wait, we got Welt first.
Yeah, all right, so Welt. So,
okay.
Another energy regen on the E2, which is nice, so just like...
Yeah, the E2 really helps, because the only time you're actually using him nowadays is as, with Acheron as a sustain.
Welt sustain, baby! And then E1 just increases his damage dealing capabilities. You get enhanced basic attack or skill that does a decent bit more damage, but the main thing you're going to be looking at is E2.
If you really are dead set on running DPS well, the E1 isn't bad. Yeah.
The E1 is basically required. Okay, honestly, if you want to run DPS well, I would say E6 is required, I'm going to be honest, but...
Yeah, it really is.
But E2 is still pretty nice as well, especially if you're going to be using him as that sustain option, so it's... Again, these aren't incredible, but, like, they have utility at least. Where is he? There he is.
I think it's better than the C tiers. I think it can go into B tiers.
I'm gonna put him right next to Clara. Just there we go.
Yeah, that's fair.
There you go, little buddy. Because yeah, both of them are just again. I don't really think they're touching the
standard,
ones above.
So
yeah, it's better value than some of the other ones at least. Okay, you don't have to say anything about this one. I'm just gonna get it over with. All right, so when Soul Steel Sync is active, energy regen increases by 10. We're not reading the first one. It's not even worth discussing. All right, so anyway, Yanqing, where you at, little buddy?
If I speak, I'm in big trouble. Cool. I don't want to be in big trouble.
There we go. All right, cool.
No explanation.
There you go, little buddy. All right, one more. Yunli.
Yeah. Okay, Yunli. Okay, this is a pretty good one.
She's been consistently not disappointing, so I hope that it continues.
Yeah. The E2 is really nice. 20% defense down. Just pretty solid. And then
That's
the
nice.
E1
like
is basically mandatory if you want to make her do crazy stuff.
Increases the number of additional damage instances for Intuit Call by... Ooh!
If you check, I believe the normal number is 6.
Intuit Call... Yep. Deals 6 instances of damage.
Yeah, so it...
So that brings it up to 9.
Yeah, this is the Eidolon where she starts doing insane amounts of damage. It's the E1.
And then this is 9 instances of 72% of Yunli's attack.
Yeah.
I actually quite like this combination. This is pretty nice.
I feel like to be viable nowadays, she requires the E1, but that's just because the E1 is so good.
That E1 is very... I really like that, actually. I'm very impressed. So now where does that land her?
At a Boothill or an Anaxa tier.
Because yeah, that's the thing. Last time I was definitely really impressed with Yunli that I pushed her into the higher tier. I don't think it's as good as last time. I think A is good. I think I was gonna put it right in between to split up the boys, but it's fine. I'll just put her there. The boys and Yunli. Yeah. What a team. And there we go. Yeah. That is every premium 5-star currently available in Honkai Star Rail.
Yeah.
The graveyard tier is so depressing. I never knew that Luocha's E2 actually just made him a worse character. Why? What is the point? Why would you ever want a shield on a unit that heals?
As if you didn't sustain well enough already.
His whole job! You know what?
Actually, the amount of times I've seen people die with Luocha is actually quite surprising. Disappear into the sea of butterflies.
So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this list today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was fun.
I was gonna say, I appreciate you coming back on. This was a lot of fun. And then
I've accepted Bronya and Cyber's tier.
I'm so sorry. We could not keep going on with that one.
I thought about it again, and it's fair. It's fair. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear. But I was gonna say, from the last 2 videos, it seems like people have really enjoyed your presence on the channel because you're better educated than me. So hey, I'm really glad to have you back on.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. So let me end the video. But yeah, also I forgot to make mention of this because I legitimately forgot I think you're the first guest on the channel in like 2-3 months at this point. I haven't.
Huh, that's interesting.
It's like, this was the first video where I really thought, oh hey, I can actually have somebody else on with me and actually have it be.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright, so today we are going to be going through every single E6 for the 5-star characters and rating them on how good they are for that specific character. Yeah, that's the extent of an intro I'm going to give. Alright, let's get into it. Because this is going to take a hot minute. So, increases the all-type res pen for the ultimate damage dealt by Acheron by 20%. The damage dealt by basic attack and skill will also be considered as ultimate damage, and can reduce the enemy toughness regardless of weakness types.
It's either high B or low A, because it's a res pen E6, but it's a res pen E6 that's worse than most other res pen E6s, because she already gives herself 20% res pen.
Yeah, and I agree with that, and the bonus effect there is, like, it's interesting, but also it doesn't really do a lot for what she excels at.
Much. Her skill multiplier is really low anyway, so.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of feeling B, personally. I feel like...
Yeah.
Like, it
she
could
might
be
move
A.
Up to low A, but...
That's how I feel. I'm gonna leave it in B for now. So, if it feels like it's a bit low, we can always come back to it later, so... So while Aglaea is in Supreme Stance, increases her and Garment Maker's Lightning Res Pen by 20, so another Res Pen. And then when Aglaea or Garment Maker's speed is greater than 160, 240, 320, the joint attack damage dealt by them increases by 10, 30, and 60%.
There's another thing you can do if you scroll up, you can check the Calculations tab to see how much of a damage increase it is from E5 to E6. This is a pretty big damage increase, but it's not going to be the same as what a lot of other characters give themselves.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that as a flat out boost, it's actually not that bad. And it does play into the condition she wants really well, because you're gonna be getting that level of speed pretty easily if you have a good Aglaea. So you're gonna be getting that huge damage boost easily. I don't think it's like the absolute best, but I think it's decent. It's definitely pretty good.
I think the big thing is the opportunity cost of either getting an E6 Aglaea or just investing in, for example, getting an E1 Sunday or an E1 or an E2 Robin. I think it's a A tier, better than Acheron's, but not.
I'm going A right now just because I feel like it gives more than what Acheron's kind of gives.
Yeah.
So for that extra additional damage you're going to be getting overall, then I feel like it's just going to be a bit higher, but it's not. We're gonna get better. That's the thing. I know we're gonna get better.
It definitely changes as the list goes on.
Oh, absolutely. All right, Anaxa. The damage dealt by Anaxa is 130% of the original damage. Huh. Okay, just this line is interesting.
It's quite good, but
very peculiar because it's like
really
they don't really do this.
Yeah, it's really held back by his base kit.
And then the two effects in the trace Imperative Hiatus will be triggered directly and no longer depend on the number of erudition characters in the team. And then Imperative Hiatus, for everybody who doesn't know, based on the number of erudition characters in the team, one of the following effects will be triggered in the current battle. One character increases the Nexus crit damage by 140, at least 2 characters, increases damage dealt by all allies by 50%.
Yeah, what the E6 essentially does is it gives him, very similar to Acheron's trace, where she gives herself like a end damage increase. He will give himself an end damage increase of 30%, and he also makes it so that he triggers both of his passives instead of only one at a time.
So now it literally just eliminates the need for your other erudition teammates?
Yeah, I think it depends on the team. It's not at all helpful for the Herda team.
Exactly.
But it's very, very good for hypercarry Anaxa.
Yeah. So, it's an interesting distinction, that just because like his best place in my opinion right now is going to be alongside the Herda. I feel like that's not a secret to anybody who knows what's going on with this character. But there is a potential to make him a hypercarry. And if you happen to get to this Eidolon, it objectively makes him perfect for that playstyle.
I think it's an A tier above Aglaea's, but it's not going to be at the top of A tier. But I think it's better than Aglaea's.
Yeah, honestly, I'm agree with that because it's definitely a like. First of all, it's just very unique. I really like. It's very different from what you would expect, and not to mention, it is an immense boost to what he can do because it literally allows you to completely change up your team building style.
That's true. Yeah.
So I like that.
E6 Argenti. If you check the calculations tab for E6 Argenti, it's interesting.
I'm remembering, doesn't his increase his...
It's just 30%
ignores 30% of enemy target defense.
Unless you have defense... If you have defense down stacking, it's absurd. Otherwise, it's not great. But with, for example, an E1 Sunday, with like an E1 Sunday, maybe you give him a Naxx's Light Cone, and maybe you have him with a defense down support like E1 Ruan Mei or Pela. He can start doing absurd amounts of damage.
I don't know about
for an
you.
Upgrade for him, it's really good, but his base kit holds him back a lot.
I don't know about you. I feel like this is kind of like... I feel like this is the exact definition of B. Like, it's not bad, but it's not amazing.
I think it's going to end up in the middle of B.
Yeah, that's how I feel. So we're going to put him there for now.
Yeah. It's definitely better than a lot of the conditional... a lot of the conditional E6s.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Dills or...
that one's going to
like
be
Dills, for example.
That one's going to be a time later.
But, yeah. Next, Aventurines. Quite bad, honestly.
For every ally with a shield, the damage dealt by Aventurine increases by 50 up to a maximum of 150%. So...
It's useless outside of follow-up.
Yeah. Like... Here's the thing, is that the nice part about Aventurine is that he's this really, really good sustainer who can give you damage on the side. But you're never looking for Aventurine's personal damage, is the thing. It's more of a welcome addition than, like, a necessity. So...
Yeah, like, if you check all of his other Eidolons, buff his, like, are debuffs, and essentially improve his synergy with other units.
That first one is crazy.
Does nothing for his synergy with other units.
Yeah, no, this is literally just for him, and for a character who he's meant to help out the team so much with what he does, this feels like the antithesis of that.
I think it's a C. It's not nothing, but
it's really not that good either. I have a feeling this will be a low C. I'm really not impressed with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bailu,
God. Is this the first standard? Oh, it is. Oh, no.
I think this is one of the few that I don't know what it does.
Bailu can heal allies who received a killing blow one more time in a single bat.
I mean, not bad for a sustainer.
Alright, that's mean. That's mean.
She still has so many issues with her base kit.
Yeah, no, the problem is that it's not like this gives her the ability to cleanse. It's not like this gives her, more reliable healing. It can still bounce and shit. And the thing is, though, is that, Bailu's res is... In a perfect world, you're never gonna need it in the first place, so for it to go off 2 times instead of 1 is already like, what is it really accomplishing?
Any of her issues.
No, not in the slightest.
So, it's either C or D. I think you're right with D, honestly.
I really do think it's D. I really don't think it adds anything substantial to the character. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Poor Bailu.
You're essentially... It gives you global passive, but that's it.
But that's the other problem, is that then you need to have Bailu on your team when you could have, like, Lingsha.
You could also just pull Castorice instead, and it's the same thing.
Yep! So... Literally the same thing without ever having to use Bailu. Alright, Black Swan.
It's kind of bad. I think it's a C tier.
That's actually so sad. I love Black Swan. When enemy targets get attacked by Black Swan's allies, Black Swan has a 60... Oh, I don't like that. 65% base chance of inflicting 1 stack of Arcana on the target. Each time Black Swan inflicts Arcana on an enemy target, there is a 50% fixed chance to additionally increase the number of Arcana stacks inflicted this time by 1. I hate this shit that's like a 65% base chance. I hate when they do this stuff. Because it's just like, what do you mean for this bonus ability? Now it's a lower fixed chance instead of just outright being a guarantee. I hate when they do stuff like this. It's not that bad
because she has, on her E4, she has her effect res reduction on enemies.
Yeah.
Which is very helpful already for, like, ensuring that she gets her stacks up, but, like, neither of them actually do that much. I think the E4 is way better because it gives you the energy regeneration.
Yep, that's what I was looking at.
This E6 doesn't raise her ceiling whatsoever.
No, literally,
it's not even a damage increase.
It doesn't add anything substantial to the character, but I still think it's better than just getting another revive.
Yeah, I think it's below. It's around Aven level.
I'm gonna say it's probably below.
Yeah, it's probably worse.
Yeah, it's really not that impressive in any way, shape, or form, sadly. Yeah. Blade. Okay, this one I did find interesting when I read it the first time. So for Blade, this reduces his maximum number of charge stacks to 4 instead of 5. And then the damage of the follow-up attack triggered by Blade's talent additionally increases by 50% of his max HP. I'm not gonna lie, that's not as much of a it's not as much of a boost as I would want, but that's still not bad.
I'd say check calculations, because in practice, it's not that big of an increase. It just helps his rotations and gives him a slight damage increase. At the end of the day, none of Blade's Eidolons are game-changing. So
no, not at all.
Yeah.
But I think just because it does improve his primary mechanic, because now instead of the 5 times to get hit or lose HP, now it's 4, which means you can really, like, you can get that more often. Like, just for that, and it gives a bit of a damage boost, I'm fine with, like,
middle B between Argenti and Acheron, or below Argenti. I think because it's got a much lower ceiling than Argenti's.
Yeah, I agree with that. About to say. Oh, here comes the fun one.
Okay, instant S.
This one is definitely going in the top tier, but we'll at least read it.
Probably top 5.
I'm willing to say top 3 off rip. I think this is incredible.
I think it really depends, because some of them get really insane later, but I don't think anything's going to surpass this for a while until we get much farther in the list.
Oh, absolutely. This is incredible. So, Boothill's E6. When triggering the talent's break damage, additionally deals break damage to the target equal to 40% of the original damage multiplier, and additionally deals break damage to adjacent targets equal to 70% of the original damage multiplier. Boothill's biggest issue is the fact he can only fight one target at a time.
Yeah.
And
it gives him a very noticeable damage increase as well.
That is insane. Yeah, that is absolutely the top of the list for right now. I'm like...
Bronya's.
I've never seen too many of the E6s, so I'm sure it will be surpassed, but to me, for any character, that seems like one of the single biggest risers of any Eidolon you can get. Like, it fundamentally changes the way you can play the character.
Like, it'd be like trying to imagine another one of the game's best single target characters, like Feixiao. Imagine if her E6 gave her blast. Yeah.
He'd be the best character of all time.
It's an absurd concept.
It is insane. Alright, so E6 for Bronya. The duration of the damage boost effect placed by the skill on the target ally increases by 1 turn. This is also extremely high in my opinion. It makes her so much better. She
goes from being an incredibly flawed character at E0 to each of her Eidolons.
Except for E4.
Your E4 is still quite good with Feixiao.
It's not bad, but man, it's such a hyper-specific
It's really good
condition.
With E2 but the E6 itself is amazing.
No, that's incredible.
I'm high A, I want to say.
Honestly, I'm almost willing to put that in S because it fundamentally just makes the character exactly what you would want her to be.
That's fair. It can go down later if...
I was about to say, if we get too many in S, I'll move this one down. This is going to be the bottom for now. But I really do like what that accomplishes for the character.
Yeah, it just takes her from a flawed character to there's nothing wrong with her, except for the E1 being 50% chance.
Yeah, that sucks, but...
Yeah.
Alright, so E6. For Castorice. When Castorice or Netherwing deals damage, increases Quantum Res Pen by 20%, another Res Pen increase. When Netherwing attacks, it can ignore weakness type and directly reduce enemy toughness, and then Additionally increases the bounce count for Netherwing's talent Wings Sweep the Ruins by 3 times.
So this essentially gives it 3 extra bounces whenever you blow up the dragon.
Yep.
It's a pretty good single target damage increase, but at the end of the day, it's very... Even it does almost the same thing as Acheron's E6.
Yeah.
It's essentially just a slightly better version of Acheron's E6. I'd say it can be the tail end of A, but there's not much difference between it and Acheron's E6. Except it's a more noticeable... It actually fixes one of her problems, which is she still does fall behind in single target a bit.
Yeah.
And it boosts her single target performance by a lot, but...
I was about to say, I was thinking top of A, or bottom of A, top of B, so I'm fine with bottom of A then. Because again, it's not bad for sure. And it's like, that dragon self-destruct doing more damage is always going to be like a positive thing, especially in single target scenarios. So, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, fix something, which Acheron's E6 doesn't.
Does not. Alright, so we're skipping over Cipher because not released yet. And then Clara. You are more than familiar with this one. So, after other allies are hit, Svarog also has a 50% fixed chance to trigger a counter on the attacker and mark them with a mark of counter. When using ultimate, the number of enhanced counters increases by 1.
It's amazing.
Again, the fucking fixed chance shit does piss me off still.
Okay, that's fair, but...
on paper, though, this is still pretty good.
Yeah, it lets her trigger counters even if she doesn't get hit.
Exactly. And then that on top of getting more of your enhanced counter, and then like if you get just a lot of these additional counters in, your damage is gonna go up substantially.
It really helps with their energy gain, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm like, I think this is pretty solid overall. Yeah. I actually quite like this.
It's very... I liken it a lot to Bronya's the same way. It really fixes her rotations.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's at the same level as Bronya's. Because Bronya's just makes her basically a perfect character.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that Clara still has some flaws.
Her base kit holds her back to the point where I gets an A, but not an S.
Yeah, I'm willing to give this A.
I think it's... I don't know where an A, though. Maybe...
it's
above Aggie's, but... I don't know how it compares to Anaxa's.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, I think Anaxa's is pretty good, all things considered, so I'm fine there. I'm trying to decide if it's better or worse than Aglaea's relatively.
I think Aglaea's doesn't really fix anything for her, while Anaxa's actually allows him to be a hyper carry. So I think it's better than Aglaea's.
Yeah, okay. I'll put it there for now, I think. Again, it's still just insane, though, how much, just how much more of a damage boost these later characters get just by having their E6, whereas some of these earlier E6s are much more... It's much more just completing the character. It's interesting how that works. And I think it's also because they are standard banners, so it is actually likely you can E6 them while you play.
Yeah.
Alright, Dan Heng IL.
This one's spicy.
People are not going to be happy about this one. After any other ally uses their ultimate, the imaginary res pen of Dan Heng and Baibuder Lunai's next fulgurant leap attack increases by 20, up to 3 stacks. That is so fucking situational. All right, feel free to cook now. Feel free to cook.
If it wasn't just the next one, it would be amazing. But the uptime's terrible. It's worse than even just a flat 20% res pen.
It's worse than every single other res pen increase by far.
Yeah, unless you're running her with Ting Yun, you're not going to be getting the alt rotations needed for this to be at all relevant.
No.
So
this is definitely C.
It could be low B because it's still a very... If you can get the situation right, it is still a very powerful damage increase, but I think it's not above Blade. I'd probably just put it below Blade.
That's the problem, is just if you're doing this so that you can actually get all 3 stacks of that to go together, at a certain point I feel like you have to be either doing something wrong or just doing something absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, you can the uptime will probably be about... You generally have 1 stack, sometimes you have 0, and then a couple times you might have 2. So the damage increase, it's not nothing, but I still think it's a DPS with a really noticeable damage increase, so can't really discount that part. But
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I just don't think it's on the same tier as Aven, who's not a DPS.
Who just doesn't make that much sense.
Yeah.
Man, that is finicky as all hell. Alright, next up is Dr. Ratio. I have never seen this E6. Increases the trigger count for Wiseman's Folly by 1. The damage dealt by the town's follow-up attack increases by 50%. Oh, damn, that's actually really good.
Yeah, it lets his ultimate trigger 1 extra follow-up attack.
Wiseman's Folly can be triggered
really
up
helps
to 2
with
times.
its rotations. Because you also get the extra energy from the additional follow-up attack.
Exactly.
And also, if you check what the E4 does, it means every time you trigger the talent, it generates 15 energy. If you go up to the talent, that's his follow-up attack.
Yep.
So every time his follow-up attack triggers, because of his E4, he'll be generating, effectively, 20 energy, because there's the base 5 energy, plus the
now 15 that you get by triggering it.
Just for getting all 3 of his follow-up attacks, that's 60 energy, plus the 5 from his ultimate originally. So that's 65 energy.
And then on top of all of that, you're constantly going to be getting 50% more damage from these follow-up attacks.
Yeah. With, like, Topaz or Aventurine or whatever, he essentially can get, like, 1 turn ults with this. It's diabolical.
Honestly, I'm actually, like... The thing is, though, is that it doesn't turn him into a different character or anything. It doesn't do something as substantial as, like, a Boothill's. However, the personal damage increase you're getting from this is so unbelievably immense, I feel.
Yeah.
I think...
It just really fixes his rotations, honestly.
Yeah. I think this warrants A.
I think it's A. I don't know. I think it's above Cass's, but I'd put it below Aggie's.
I can agree with that. As I say, it's definitely not the bottom. I'm actually really impressed at what that does for him. That is very solid.
He's still really held back by when he came out. And the fact that
Feixiao is just cracked.
Yeah, and Feixiao's next.
Just such a good character.
Yeah.
Alright, so E6 Feixiao. Increases the all-type res pen of ultimate damage dealt by Feixiao by 20%. Talon's follow-up attack damage is considered as ultimate damage at the same time, and its damage multiplier increases by 140%.
Yeah, this is kind of an S, I think.
That is
absurd.
Such an insane damage increase.
I don't think it's better than Bronya's, because it doesn't really fix anything.
It doesn't change anything about the character, but imagine, imagine if they threw the Boothill's recipe on Feixiao. That would be disgustingly broken. So
she can essentially do similar... She can't do the same things as E6 Boothill, but she can do similar things by brute force alone because of how much damage it
does. Yeah, that's pretty easily an S tier just because of how insane that increase is.
Yeah.
That's also probably something to keep in mind with these E6s is that, like, either A, they make the character so unbelievably better it can't be denied, they fix a major flaw with the character, or they unlock completely new synergies for the character. I feel like that's kind of how we have to rate them, I feel like, to get into top tier. Who's up next? Firefly. The while in complete combustion increases Sam's fire res pen by 20%. When using enhanced basic attacks or enhanced skill, increases the weakness break efficiency by 50%. So that's the thing, is that everything Firefly wants to do, basically, it does improve that. So considering how much more situational everything in B tier is, I feel like it has to be A tier, but it doesn't do anything groundbreaking as like the S tiers do.
Yeah, if you check its damage increase, actually, you'll notice it's really high.
Oh!
Yeah. That's why I think it's the upper parts of... It's probably the highest in A right now. It's better than Nox's.
Yeah, that is an insane boost. Holy shit. That is incredible.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that was... Man, that's why Sparta's freaking Firefly does so much damage. Jesus. Moving on to Fu Xuan.
This one's funny. It's not amazing, but it's funny.
Once Matrix of Prescience is activated, it will keep a tally of the total HP lost by all team members in the current battle. Fu Xuan's ultimate damage will increase by 200% of this tally of HP lost. This tally is also capped at 120% of Fu Xuan's max HP. What?
Yeah.
What?
DPS Fu Xuan.
Can I put this next to Aven?
Below Aven's, actually, because
cool.
At least Aven in like fart teams, he's like designed to deal damage already somewhat. But
what the fuck Fu Xuan doing?
I don't know why this is. Yeah, the only time that this is genuinely at all usable is if you've got a hyper invested mono quantum team and you already have something like E6 Sparkle or like Tribi there to provide really, really good team-wide buffs. But unless you have those really, really good team-wide buffs, it's still not even doing that much damage.
No, this is literally so weird. Like, okay, you know, it does something, so I guess it's fine. But this accomplishes so little.
It's not helpful for anyone.
Literally no one. Oh my goodness. Okay, moving on. Poor Fu Xuan.
I think it's funny. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. It's funny.
It's so silly. Oh, I see. Ting Yun Fugue is down here. Okay, well, we're not doing Ting Yun, so let me skip to down here real quick. So, E6 Fugue. Increases Fugue's weakness break efficiency by 50. While Fugue is in the torrid scorched state, Foxy and Prayer takes effect on all allies.
It's good, but it's not groundbreaking.
Once again, it helps exactly what she wants to do for the team. So it's not it's not bad by any means.
I think it's middle of A. It doesn't fix any of her issues, so I don't think it's Clara level. It's not even like
honestly,
she's not
I'm
even
thinking
TPS, so like it doesn't give you a damage increase.
I'm thinking like here.
I think it's better than Aggie's, or at least better than Ratio's, because the teams that it works in is because Ratio he's limited a lot by his team options.
No, that's fair, but
it depends though.
Again, I'm just really thinking about how much about how much Ratios does for his personal damage and how much how much it really helps getting that extra count. And while I do think Fugues is still really good, because Foxy and Prayer on all your allies is going to be obviously immensely helpful for break teams.
Yeah, the Foxy and Prayer thing, it basically requires though that you are having Lingsha, but with Lingsha, or if you're running dual break DPS, it's quite good in that situation for like dual break DPS or Lingsha.
Like, Fugue was already going to be the savior of break, so now this just makes her more so that, because it helps so much, but it's like, again, between her and Ratio, I do think it can be either or, but I'm going to leave it like this for now. Because I purely because of just how impressed I was by this Ratio thing, and I really do think it does a lot for him, I'm going to leave it like this for now. I think, yeah, this is fine for the time being. Gepard. When his talent is triggered, Gepard's action is advanced forward by 100%, and he restores extra HP equal to 50% of his max HP. What the fuck is this?
D.
So, just so everybody knows, Gepard's talent, when struck with a killing blow, his HP immediately restores to 50%. Why is that a thing?
It's worse than Bailu's.
Why is that a thing? That's so useless.
He really tried to be E2 Cass, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, so poor Gepard. Yeah, moving on. That's actually tragic. All right.
E6 Gepard walked so E2 Dale could fly.
Clearly. Yeah. All right. Himeko's E6. Ultimate deals damage 2 extra times, each of which deals fire damage equal to 40% of the original damage to a random enemy. I guess see.
Above Black Swans, or actually, I don't even know if it's above Black Swans.
I think it's worse than Black Swans.
I agree. Yeah.
Black Swans isn't good. Himeko's is also not great.
It's not nothing. Like
it's also not substantial in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd expect that from like a 4-star Eidolon.
Not
it's just kind
a
of sad.
5-star. That one's just depressing.
Honestly, all of Himeko's Eidolons, except for her E4, are so sad.
All of her Eidolons suck.
Yeah.
I'm currently working on an erudition video, and Himeko's section is already making me so sad. Alright, E6 for Huohuo. When healing a target ally, increases the target ally's damage dealt by 50% for 2 Damn. On paper, that sounds really fun. The thing is, though, that you do need to heal them ahead of time, so...
Okay, what it does is it gives your team, effectively, plus 50% damage percent. It's just a team-wide 50% damage percent, which is like... It's better than Fuxuan's, I guess. It's better than Aven's, but...
It's not going into B, but it can be top of C,
You could just get a DPS Eidolon at that point.
Exactly!
So, yeah...
To be fair, let's go back to this.
It might be B, but it might be the ass end of B. I agree with you with it being C tier.
No, it's definitely top of C tier at best. To be fair, with Huohuo, it's like you're not really caring about getting to E6.
E1 is
actually, I would stop at E1. Yeah, I would stop at E1. That's like the best one by far. Jade is up next. This is just a character I don't even see often, so...
This is such a mid E6.
When there are deck collector allies on the field, Jade's quantum res pen increases by 2. Okay, so I don't like the conditional ones, but you're gonna have a deck collector no matter what, I feel like, so that's fine.
Yeah.
And Jade gains the deck collector state.
The thing that she gains from being a deck collector is, after a deck collector attacks, deals 1 instance of additional quantum damage equal to 25% of Jade's attack to each enemy target hit. Normally, deck collectors would also drain their HP when attacking,
but Jade doesn't
boost.
Have that happen.
Yeah, Jade can't get the speed boost, and she doesn't drain HP.
Nope.
So she only gets the additional damage.
So with that Eidolon, if you have a deck collector ally, you're getting the quantum res pen, and then you're getting also 25% of Jade's attack on each enemy target hit. It's essentially just another flat-out res pen boost, and then a slight increase in your personal damage.
It's not even... It's worse than Argenti's, arguably.
Yeah, I think just because it's more consistent... Yeah, because it's more consistent, I'm definitely putting it above IL, but...
Well, it's definitely better than Dill's, yeah.
Do we feel above better than Blade?
I feel like Blade's better. It feels weird to put her below Blade.
It really does, but...
below Blade, though.
You know what? I like Blades. I like Blades. He could stay there. Alright, so up next is Jiaoqiu, I think? Jiaoqiu.
This one's amazing. This is going to be an S.
Alright, so
I think.
E6. When an enemy target gets defeated, their accumulated Ashen Roast stacks will transfer to an enemy with the lowest number of Ashen Roast stacks on the battlefield. The maximum stack limit of Ashen Roast increases to 9? And each Ashen Roast stack reduces the target's all-type
Yeah, what this affected... It's...
That is incredible!
I think it's top. Don't know if it's better than Boothill's, but I think it's better than Bronya's.
That is incredible.
Like,
I think right here.
It effectively turns him from just having like 35. Before at E5, he has, I believe it's, if you check what his
reduces enemy targets
multipliers
attack by 15.
Yeah. His E4 is hilarious.
Increases the multiplier for fire DOT dealt by Ashen Roast to the target. What the fuck? Okay. And then, here we go. E1, allies deal 40% increased damage to enemy targets afflicted with Ashen Roast. And then now you get even more Ashen Roast.
Well, the E1 is just it's very similar to how Huohuo's E6 works in essence. It's effectively just a team-wide damage
it's a flat increase
on the E1.
Okay, so hold on. So hold on. So at 12, which is what you're getting if you have E6, your first stack gets you 16.5% increased damage, and then you go up to 9 stacks now. So you get 8 stacks of 5.5, and then that gets you basically 60% increased damage? Holy shit. Yeah, that's really good. Okay. I am really impressed with that one. Oh my god. And that's the crazy part, is that that's also still stacking with his ultimate, where you're gonna take increased ultimate damage. Yeah, wow, that is really good. Oh my god.
Yeah, wait, have I been muted this whole time?
Yes, you were not saying anything. That's why I was just talking. You can literally kill anything you need. It's such...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, okay, so for anybody who didn't think it belonged in S tier, no, it belongs in S tier, like, absolutely.
Yeah, you can also check, it gives himself quite a noticeable damage increase. That's a lot of extra damage from himself.
For 3 targets, going up 1 Eidolon is almost 1,000,000 extra damage. Holy shit.
Yeah. Like, after... at E0, he does, like, nothing. But at E2, he starts dealing a lot of damage. And then the E6 just balloons.
I was about to say, yeah, just jumping from E1 to E2 is about 1,000,000 damage. Is like about 1,000,000 damage increase.
Oh yeah,
so.
It more than doubles his personal damage.
That E2 is already really good. So then if you get all the way to this E6 now, like that's such an immense boost in everything Jiaoqiu does, like for the teams, and it makes him better as well. Yeah. Honestly, there is a real argument to have this as the top, because that is incredible.
I think it's worse than Boothill's. I still don't think it's better than Boothill's, but that's it.
There is a really real argument.
Roughly there.
But
yeah, all right. It is a good argument, but I think they're around. I think Boothill's just slightly better.
I was about to say, those are very close though. That is one of the best ones we've seen. All right, next up is Jing Yuan. I have no idea what this one does. All right, next up is Jing Yuan. I have no idea what this one does.
This one's terrible. It's so bad.
Each hit performed by the Lightning Lord when it takes action will make the target enemy vulnerable. While vulnerable, enemies receive 12% more damage until the end of the Lightning Lord's current turn.
First of all, it only stacks up to 3 times.
That
Second
sucks!
Of all, it's each hit. So unless you're in single target, it's terrible.
That sucks so much.
Outside of single target, this is horrendous, and even in single target, it's not that significant of a damage increase.
That's so bad.
This is so bad. Yeah, It's D tier, honestly. Like, I don't even think it makes it into C. Like, it's horrendous.
I'm really trying to think, is there any argument for C?
No, I don't think so. I mean, like...
I'm really trying, and I can't think of anything. I'm so sorry, Jing Yuan. That is so bad.
Yeah, if instead of pulling E6 Jing Yuan, just pull a Sunday. If you really want to use them that badly.
Just get a good Sunday, and there you go. I actually don't know what E6 Sunday does, so I'm excited to see that one.
E6 Sunday is... not the best, not the worst.
I think I remember what E6 Jingliu was. Yep. When Jingliu enters the spectral transmigration state, Jesus. The syzygy stack limit increases by 1, and Jingliu obtains 1 stack. While she is in this state, her crit damage increases by 50%. It helps her core mechanic and does improve it.
She still has issues.
Immensely, but
like... it just kind of fixes her rotations. I think this could be very good if she receives good buffs, but
I'm really looking forward to that.
I think it's just slightly better than Blades.
Yeah, I agree. I was gonna say, it sure as hell was not making it to A, but it's way better than anything in C.
Now we get the other DOT character, who's
let's see. How sad am I about to be today? Yep. Alright, Kafka. The damage multiplier for shock damage dealt by ultimate technique or the follow-up attack triggered by talent increases by 156% and extends the duration of shock on the enemy target by 1.
I think she goes right next to Black Swan.
Yep.
Like,
are we feeling above or below?
I think above.
I think above.
But like, on release, it was good because at the time Kafka was detonating her own DOT.
Yep.
And primarily, she was it was essentially hyper carry DOT. Nowadays, any functional DOT team is either Black Swan or Jiaoqiu at E2. And E2 Jiaoqiu is actually better than E6 Black Swan, so...
Well, we saw what E6 Black Swan does. That shit's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Kafka Eidolon is very bad.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you brought this up, I think it was earlier today while we were talking. Lingsha. While Fu Yuan is on the field, it reduces all enemies all-type res by 20%. While Fu Yuan attacks, additionally deals 4 instances of damage, with each instance dealing both fire damage equal to 50% of Lingsha's attack, and a toughness reduction of 5 to a single random enemy. That is very good.
Yeah, it's an S, I think. It increases everything she does.
And then when you look...
like...
And then, like, look at the Eidolons to get there as well.
Yeah.
The Eidolons to get there are also very, very good to make this even better, essentially. That's the thing, because it doesn't fundamentally change the character, but it gives the character another avenue to be helpful. That's very easily S. I think this is
below Feixiao's. It doesn't fix anything because she doesn't really have that many problems. Like,
I need to keep remembering how insane that damage boost was.
Yeah.
Actually, astronomical.
The only thing wrong with Lingsha is that she isn't perfect sustained comfort.
So, for
we
Luocha,
just saw this.
When ultimate is used, there is a 100% fixed chance to reduce all enemies all type res by 20% for 2 turns. Oh, it has a limit. It's only for 2 turns?
We just saw this, but better. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I mean, okay, well, it's still good. It's just...
It's A. It's definitely A, I think.
That 2 turns is really souring me right now. That's really sad.
It makes him not a terrible support.
I was about to say, because to be fair, Luocha doesn't have many problems to begin with. He's a very stable support. And it's
he has no sustain issues, yeah. But he doesn't do anything for your teams.
No, he's just there to keep you alive.
His biggest issue is that he exists, and he exists in the same world as Huohuo, as Lingsha, as Aventurine, as Fuxuan.
Who all offer much more than just healing. I don't know. Is this A? Because it's also
it is, because it fixes a large portion of what's wrong with him, which is that he doesn't offer much for your team outside of sustain. It does do that.
That's fair, because it's
it is a pretty noticeable damage increase for your DPS.
Yeah,
as well. And it also allows him to deal noticeable damage on his own as well.
Because all these DPSs increasing their res pen, that's good for them. Whereas if you have him with one of them, then it does add on to. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Mighty.
This one's going in S.
This one is very good. When entering battle, immediately enters the Vendetta state, and lowers the charge required for Godslayer Be God to 100 points instead of 150.
It essentially gives him a 0 AV turn.
Yep.
Which effectively, it doesn't change. It fixes the fact that your speed tuning can be messed up by if enemies hit him and put him in Vendetta before his first turn. It can kind of mess with your speed tuning with Sunday, but this means that your speed tuning will always be the exact same no matter what. So it not only fixes that, which is honestly pretty minor but still helpful, but it also makes it so much easier to get his ult.
I was about to say,
makes it so it's a lot less likely that he overcaps as well.
But at the end of the day, it also it gets him into the best form of himself even faster, and it makes him get his strongest attack even faster.
It works so well, though, I think only because the other Eidolons.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that if we are taking a look at it as an individual E6, I'm not sure if it's quite S.
Check 5 target.
But it is really good. Oh, I forgot 5 target. That's cooked.
Yeah.
That is cooked.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not sure if it's... I'm not sure if that one specifically is S. It is really good, though. It's objectively so good.
At that point, the only thing is, what more could he want? It improves his base kit, which is, because he's really reliant on buffers anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So, and self-buffs aren't that helpful at the end of the day, because they don't actually improve a unit's longevity. They, in fact, can lower it sometimes. But, for example, Jingliu, because her entire kit is just self-buffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting about Mighty specifically is just, a lot of the stuff you would see in other E6s come earlier in his Eidolons. So, increased damage multiplier for Godslayer Be God by 30 is E1. E2, you get to ignore 15% of enemy target defense, and you get additional charge for E2. E3...
Yeah.
I mean... Or E4,
if
I mean...
If we were ranking his E1 would be at the same level as Boothill's, honestly.
E1 is very good.
It's one of the best Eidolons in the game. Yeah, it's absurd. I feel like it's S, but I don't feel like it's better than... I feel like it's right around Feixiao's level, honestly.
Again, it's hard to not try and take those other ones into consideration, because, like, those combined with the E6 are what make him, like, terrifying, but...
Yeah, I think it's really good because it compounds on the other Eidolons.
Exactly.
Like, it's really hard to get a good picture, though, of how good this is.
Honestly,
seeing as there's nowhere that even, like, if you even just E2, there's nowhere he struggles. Yeah, he's interesting. It's...
I wish I could put it, like, in between characters, but yeah, this'll do for now. I don't know how to feel about this, because it is objectively so good, and combined with those other Eidolons, it's just incredible. Yeah, but if we're trying to not consider other Eidolons, it becomes a bit weirder. I think this is fine for now. I'm gonna put him in his own tier.
Until Endgame actually starts becoming difficult for him, it's very hard to gauge how much of a difference it is.
How much value that'll actually be.
Yeah.
So let's move on to Rappa. When battle starts, Rappa gains 5 points of her talent's charge, whose upper limit is 5 points. After launching the third hit of... I'm not even going to try and say that. That's too much work. Gains an additional 5 points of charge.
This one's kind of insane. It's definitely better than Fireflies.
So then, once again, just everybody knows.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. The talent is what you want to look at.
The way her talent works, yeah. Each time the enemy target is weakness broken, Rappa gains 1 point of charge, and that can be a weakness break from anyone on the team. It doesn't have to be her.
Yep.
But it's up to a maximum of 10 points of charge. And so whenever Rappa next launches the third hit of her enhanced basic, it additionally deals break damage, and that's additionally equal to 60% of Rappa's imaginary break damage to all enemies. So that's why she gets the full AoE hit at the end of her enhanced basic. But that damage also ignores weakness type to reduce. It reduces 2 extra toughness, and it consumes all of the charge. But each point of charge that you consume increases the break damage multiplier for it by 50%, and that's additive.
Yep. And that's the thing, is that now this is giving you more charge to start with.
Skyrocket.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you want to check her, what's it called? Her
calculations.
It's pretty big.
That's
it's
cooked.
Big.
That's amazing.
Big damage.
That is incredible, dude. Yeah.
That's in 3 target. That's not even 5 target.
Yep. Yep. They just really like break characters, clearly. That is a very good E6. It gives Rappa everything she wants, and gives her an insane damage multiplier on top of it.
I still don't think it's S, honestly. I think it's above Firefly, though.
It could be S, but I'm fine with top of A. Either way, that is really good, though. That is very impactful.
Yeah. It really completes her as a character.
Alright, so Robin, and this one was also a bit interesting.
It's gonna be spicy.
While the Concerto state is active, the crit damage of the additional physical damage caused by the ultimate increases by 450%. The effect of this Eidolon can trigger up to 8 times, and it will reset when the ultimate is used again.
Yeah, it effectively triples her... Actually, no, it quadruples her additional damage.
I was about to say, I can go highlight it up here in the ult. So crit damage is usually set at 150. Okay. So it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's just, it looks way better than it actually is. I think it's middle of A tier, right around Fugues.
This is another one of those cases where it's like, your best value Eidolons are just going to be the ones at the start.
Yeah, her E1, her E2 are...
incredible. And it's like, the E6 is helpful objectively. 8 times!
Like if you're going above E2, yeah, there's no reason to go above E2.
Yeah, no. Like, 8 times, it's not bad. That's also not amazing, and it's like, here's the thing, is that if you can already get the E2, That's really all you need, because then you can go spend, like, you could go get other Eidolons for other characters to improve their base damage just to begin with.
Yeah.
When you're already getting so much from Robin, it's not as worth it, I feel. It's still really good, though, in a vacuum.
I think it's right around Fugue's level.
I agree with that. Next up is Ruan Mei.
I think this one is probably going in the exact same place, honestly.
So, extends the duration of the ultimate's field by 1 turn. That itself is already very good. The talent's break damage multiplier additionally increases by 200%.
Yeah.
If you don't know what Ruan Mei's talent is, when allies break an enemy target's weakness, Ruan Mei deals to this enemy target break damage equal to 120% of her ice break damage.
Yeah, that's a very, very large increase.
And getting your ult for 3 turns now instead of 2?
Yeah, I think it's
That's incredible. That's so good.
It's right around Robin and Fugue's level.
I agree.
Honestly.
Now the question is,
don't know
do we think it's
where to
more
put it in
valuable?
there. I think it's below than I'd put it below Fugue's, honestly.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that.
Like, yeah.
No, I agree with that. Again, definitely still very good though. That multiplier and getting the more ult is always going to be helpful. All right, let's see how much this one depresses me. All right, so Seele,
very, very sad.
Another early character. Seele's holy shit, that's a lot.
That's a lot of words.
After Seele uses her ultimate, inflict the target enemy with Butterfly Flurry for 1 turn. Enemies suffering from Butterfly Flurry will take additional quantum damage equal to 15% of Seele's ultimate damage every time they are attacked. If the target enemy is defeated by the Butterfly Flurry damage triggered by other allies' attacks, Seele's talent will not be triggered.
This is... Okay, if she was a follow-up attack character, it would be amazing.
But she's not!
But she's not. Yeah. This seems made with Bronya's E4 in mind in 1.0, but like in practice, even just it turns her into effectively a mini Robin, but with no uptime whatsoever.
No, literally none at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's insane to say this really is not that helpful.
Yeah, especially because her ultimate damage in this day and age is not that big.
Inconsequential in a lot of cases.
Yeah, I think it's C. Honestly.
Thank you. Okay, cool. I thought I was gonna have to fight for C. I do not think it's very good.
Yeah, it's...
Still better than Kafka's, though.
It's funny, because it's like probably the longest thing that you'll read from 1.0, but yeah.
Now, roughly where do we think it is?
I think it's below Huohuo's.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with that. That's it, because it's definitely better than the shitstorm down here, but it's not... Yeah, it's not great either. Next up is Silverwolf.
Okay, this one is literally just gonna go right above Aven.
For every debuff the target enemy has, the damage dealt by Silverwolf increases by 20 up to a... Why?
It's literally, it's just, yeah, it can go right above Aven because it's got better uptime than Aven, but that's it.
Oh my fucking whatever, okay. We're not discussing that one any further. That's... Whatever, man. Alright.
Are you sure you don't want to play Crit Wolf?
I'm so good, actually! That's wild. Alright. E6 Sparkle. Oh, I remember reading this. The crit damage boost effect provided by the skill additionally increases by an amount equal to 30% of Sparkle's crit damage. When Sparkle uses skill, her skill's crit damage boost effect will apply to all allies with Cipher. Wow. And then when Sparkle uses her ultimate, any single ally who benefits from her skill's crit damage boost will spread that effect to allies with Cipher.
She effectively her skill effectively becomes full AoE.
Yep.
If you except it doesn't have the additional action advance. It just you still action advance 1 unit, but like really good, really good.
It's just a really good flat boost again.
Yeah, I think it fundamentally changes her kit so much. I think you can't put it anywhere but S. The issue is where in S.
Because that's the thing, like, it now brings her closer to a Robin level, because now she has an AoE style boost.
I think E6 Sparkle is vastly better than E6 Robin.
Again, if we're comparing those two pound for pound, then absolutely. Again, that E6 was not as impressive.
Not only does it almost double how much crit damage she gives.
Yep.
but it actually makes her Sig not terrible, because she effectively turns every unit on your team into a DPS with that much crit damage.
Exactly. Like, and that's not, and again, it's like, without even taking into consideration the other Eidolons, because that E2 is pretty good.
E2 is amazing.
E2 is very, very good.
E4 is not.
It exists.
It's fine. It exists.
It exists.
Yay, you get 8 skill points.
I'm trying to think of where
I think it goes above Bronya's. Bronya's fixes an issue with her, but it doesn't expand her kit.
Whereas Sparkle straight up improves and expands what she's capable of.
Yeah, Sparkle at E6 is a completely different unit than everything else we have in the game. It's, there's nothing else in the game that can really do what she does, honestly.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, I think, because it is genuinely such an impressive boost to what she's capable of.
It'd be like 4 or 5 Tribby cones, just on
all
nobody,
in one.
Just giving crit damage boost.
Alright, so Sunday's E6. The talent's crit rate boost effect becomes stackable up to 3 times. Damn. And the talent's duration increases by 1 turn. When Sunday uses ultimate, can also apply the talent's crit rate boost effect to the target. When the talent's crit rate boost takes effect and the target's crit rate exceeds 100%, every 1% of excess crit rate increases crit damage by 2.
It makes him a funny little guy. That makes it so you can't overcap on crit rate.
This is... It's like...
a funny little
guy. This is like... It's pretty cool.
Good, but it's not...
It's bizarre.
It's not life-changing. Yeah.
This is just a very confusing E6, and it's like, it's good. It's like, it's pretty
right
decent.
It looks like a SU blessing. It's
literally
just an
that's
SU
what
blessing.
It feels like.
So
this is just so weird to see on a real character.
I think it can go with the rest of the support. It's an A tier.
I agree.
Like, it is still a noticeable.
It's great, but once again, not life changing.
Know where to place him in there, honestly. I think maybe above Ruan Mei.
I'm about to make another tier that's just the support girlies at this point. I swear to God.
Yeah, they're all in the exact same place.
Like in the nicest way possible. Everybody watching this video, look at this section. Don't take this to heart. It's just this broad section. They're all relatively next to each other. It's really just what you want the most for your account. Like, this has no real rhyme or reason at this point. This little section right here specifically. Like, I'm fine with no longer ordering that specific part. That part's difficult.
Yeah, they're all right around each other. Like,
exactly.
They effectively, at least Ruan Mei's, Fugue's, and Robin's all do very similar things, as in they make themselves a better DPS, but that's it.
Alright. Man, that's... These supports, man. Alright, the Herda.
This one's interesting.
E6.
It's weird.
Alright, that's a res pen increase. When the number of enemy targets on the field is 3 or more, 2 or 1, ultimate's damage multiplier increases by 140, 254. Okay, so there's something I want to talk about briefly.
Yeah.
This is something that somebody suggested in a video that I had made. I wanted ways to kind of improve Star Rail, and then I was talking about how I don't like single target characters as a concept currently. Somebody brought up the idea of if they gave multipliers based on the amount of enemies on the field for single target characters. So, like, if there's 5 enemies on the field and you're using Feixiao, you should get some sort of boost that's, like, multiplied by 5.
I wonder what Anaxa does.
Yeah.
If you read his skill, he gains damage percent depending on the number of enemies on the field.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that for this specific Eidolon, they essentially did that for the Herda. They made her from a great erudition into now, with her ultimate specifically, she can be a great single target attacker. I still don't think it's incredible, but it's definitely interesting.
It's better than a lot of the other Res Penny 6s, but not Firefly.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably
I want to say it's like right below Anaxa, funnily enough, I think.
Honestly, yeah, I agree with that. Opaz and Numby. Numby's attack count during the Windfall Bonanza state increases by 1, and its fire res pen increases by, 10 only? That sucks.
It's very, very sad.
In a world where we got they just throw out 20s, getting a 10 is so disappointing.
This one, it's not... It feels very Blade-ish.
Yeah, it's kind of... I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of mediocre for what I expected. It's not bad by any means, but
yeah, I think she's gonna go right on Jade or Blade.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Again, I'm not super impressed. All right, so next up is Tribby.
This one's
Where is she?
Interesting.
All right. After Tribby uses ultimate, launches her talent's follow-up attack against all enemies. The damage dealt by talent's follow-up attack increases by 729%.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah, that seems about right. That's about what I expected.
Yep. I think it's an S.
Yep.
Just like...
It's like, it doesn't change anything about the character. It just makes her absolutely fucking bonkers. I'm kind of... Yeah, I feel like that's in the Feixiao area.
I feel like it's, below Bronya.
Yeah,
because it doesn't really fix anything, per se.
But it's just incredible.
So much better, yeah.
All right, we're down to our last three here. So first up is Welt. Welt's E6.
Yay.
When using skill, deals damage for 1 extra time to a random enemy. Jesus fucking Christ.
It's not bad, considering if you already check how many times his skill hits, it's not a terrible thing.
I think it's...
Because his skill only hits 3 times.
Yep, there we go.
So it's like...
So now
and
you
also,
get 4.
With his E4, it gives him...
Increases by
30. No,
30.
not his E4, his E2. With his E2, it's not bad. Because it gives him extra energy and lets him get a 1-turn ult in some situations. So that's like... It's not bad.
And then...
Yeah.
Also, with his E1, after you use his ultimate, that skill is going to have enhanced damage on it either way as well, so...
Yeah.
It combines to be, like, not bad.
I want to say it's C or B. I want to say it's C, honestly.
I'm going to give it C. I think it's still better than this section of shit at the end, so...
Yeah.
I'm like, do we think it's better? Do we think it's worse or better than, like, Zila Silverwolf?
I think it's better than Zila's.
Okay.
Yeah, because it still does kind of complete him as a character. It makes him usable. For an E6
so sad.
Is sad to say, but
so sad.
It makes him usable.
Actually tragic,
which is
dude.
Something that Seele's doesn't change.
Not in the slightest. Alright, I was not happy about Yanqing's earlier, so...
I don't even think we have to discuss this.
If the ultimate buffs are still in effect when an enemy is defeated, their duration is extended by 1 turn. For everybody who knows, Yanqing's ultimate buffs increases Yanqing's crit rate by 60. When Soul Steel Sync is active, increases Yanqing's crit damage by an extra 50%.
Yippee.
Yup. Alright, so, we're just gonna...
D.
I still think Gepard's is worse, actually. Let's get into this last one. It is Yun Li. Yun Li's E6. While parry is active, if an enemy actively uses their abilities, regardless of whether it attacks Yun Li or not, it will trigger Intuit Call and remove the parry effect. When dealing damage via Intuit Slash or Intuit Call, increases crit rate by 15 and physical res pen by 20.
Like, I don't think she could have asked for anything more, honestly.
No, this is like genuinely really
good.
good.
It fixes her only problem. And it also gives her a noticeable damage increase. It might be S, or I think it's high A. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm willing to give it S just because it, like...
Yeah.
She's still technically a counter character, but the thing is, though, is that now you don't even need to rely on your counter actually going off. It'll just trigger, and you're still getting additional damage increases from it.
Yeah, as long as you time it correctly, you're perfectly fine.
Honestly, yeah. I'm like, it's not a high S by any means. Like, I'm gonna put it at the bottom.
I don't know if it's going to... I think it's at the bottom. Yeah.
It's definitely the bottom, but I think it's still deserving. It is still very good.
Okay, yeah.
And there we go, because we are not doing all the Trailblazers.
Do we want to place My Day somewhere now that we have everyone on the list?
I'm gonna be so honest, I've actually kind of grown attached to the Mighty tier.
That's fair enough.
Sorry, that's the it's the content brain. It's just like I see it there now, and I'm like, oh, I like it. It fits.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like Mighty is definitely, I feel like, deserving of the S tier, but just because of just
really hard
how
to
wonky that whole thing is, I'm fine with leaving him here.
Yeah.
Because also, this is still a high enough compliment to him, because he's still above all of A tier for sure.
Ordering any of the S tiers is weird because, like...
It's so hard.
they all do wildly different things.
It's so difficult. Again, at least we had a common theme with S tier that we stuck to, and it was a hilarious damage boost that's just like irreplaceable, or it fundamentally fixes or straight up changes your kit for the better. And I feel like we stuck to that pretty well. Yeah, no, honestly, I'm pretty content with this list. Like, this is pretty good. There's very few of these that I feel like people can reasonably complain about.
Yeah, I feel like the one that's going to get complained about the most is probably Acheron, but...
I feel like that one... I feel like that one...
Yeah.
The Robin one we might get our heads taken off for, but I can live with that.
Yeah.
Again, it's really not, like, it's good. It's good. I'm taking other ones over it. Honestly, I think there's a world where we might get our head taken off for the Anaxa one.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this one could be really bad hindsight.
It could go a lot lower, but I think it could be justified to be where it is.
Again, I'm curious to see how this one is actually going to play out, like, later down the line with a bunch of players. I'm really curious to see how it's going to turn out. Because, again, we could just end up being, like, hilariously wrong. But I'm fine with leaving it there for now. Like, I don't want to try to future-proof this.
It's really hard to rate something that hasn't fully come out yet, so...
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no point in it, so I'm fine with this. Good list overall, so thank you very much for joining for this. It was a lot of fun. Really appreciated all the insight.
Yeah, I'm Emmy, so... Yep.
Oh yeah, we never introduced you. That's 100% my bad.
It's fine.
It completely slipped my mind.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll put like a little whenever I make this video, I'm gonna put a little note at the start, like, hey.
Yeah.
Just like the little my name is. There we go. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, let me end the recording then. When are you making yapping about E4s, Chris? I was here for those videos. I am not yapping specifically about the fourth Eidolons of characters. Most fourth Eidolons are so mid. You know what? Hold on.
Am I misremembering, or doesn't Robin have a good one?
I know. I'm about to go through every character I have and see how good their E4 is. Hold on. While using the ultimate, dispels crowd control debuffs from all allies. That's eh. While Robin is in the Concerto state, increases the effect res of all allies by 50.
That's pretty good.
That is not that good. Because the thing is, though, is that other, like, almost every decent sustain in the game...
Yeah, Aventurine.
Will make sure that doesn't happen. Like, it's the same thing, but it's on an E4 instead of just the base kit. If this was in the base kit, Robin would be, like, a slightly better character. So making it a 4th Eidolon is such a piece of shit. All right, hold on. We're actually committing to this now. All right, E4 Firefly.
Whoever said that, you don't know what you started.
Increases Sam's effect res by 50%.
What? That's crazy.
Are we being so for real right now?
That should be allowed.
Like, that's so bad. All right, E4 Fugue. Ally target with Foxy and Prayer increases their break damage dealt by 20%. If we were doing a tier list, this is the first one that would be above C tier for sure.
We should do a tier list.
This is the first one that's not C tier, just because increasing the break damage for characters like... For a character like Boothill, who's going to benefit a lot from that one go of break, that's huge. That's going to be really nice. This is still so mid. Especially her E1. Your weakness break efficiency goes up. You basically just get Ruan Mei. You get action advance. That's so good. And this is the E4? Like, alright. This is the first one that's not awful. When Fuyuan takes action, restores HP equal to 40% of Lingsha's attack for the ally target whose current HP is the lowest. I don't know about you guys. Every time Fuyuan goes, it's basically a full heal for my team. And anyway. It is already a full heal for my team.
Cookie is so real. Damn, I've never read E4 Eidolons. I'm too broke for that.
Yeah! Like, like, we are too broke to read E4s. And you should be glad that you can't. E4s suck. Like, are we being... I can't. I'm actually so bad. Alright. We're not even going to talk about standard banner. E4 Himeko.
No.
When Himeko's skill inflicts weakness break, an extra point of charge. So you still need to break the target either way. Oh.
It's not even like immediately triggers. That's crazy.
No, and it doesn't fix her one issue, which is her cap doesn't increase. She still only gets 3 charges. This does nothing. Like, all right. E4 Ruan Mei. When an enemy target's weakness is broken, Ruan Mei's break effect increases by 100%. Holy shit. Okay. So I'd like to say this is still situational. Because reminder,
this would make a good video. Just you crashing out.
Yeah, literally. Because Ruan Mei has damage linked to her break effect. There we go. So it deals 50% of Ruan Mei's ice. It deals break damage equal to 50% of Ruan Mei's ice break damage. So by getting that Eidolon, you're gonna get a much higher break effect. So you're gonna be doing more damage by doing exactly what you would normally be doing. And it's when an enemy target's weakness is broken, so Ruan Mei doesn't even have to do it. So that's honestly fine. Like, this isn't bad. It would be a nice it'd be a nice little damage increase. It's still not that good, but this is like at least situationally helpful. Ruan Mei sub DPS via E4. If I ever, and I mean ever, get on a content creation server, you best believe that's what I'm gonna do.
They'll ban you.
They don't have to know. The speed boost effect from the Memo Sprite talent has its max stack limit increased by 1. After Aglaea uses an attack, can also make Garment Maker gain the speed boost effect from the Memo Sprite Okay, that's actually really good. Okay, wait, that's actually really good. Never mind. That's actually really good. This would be like the first S tier. This would be the first A or S tier. That's really good. Because that means Aglaea can ramp up to her highest stack limit almost instantly. Every battle often starts out with Ruan Mei attack. So now you get 1 stack from attacking with your technique. Yeah, 1 stack from attacking with your technique. So now, Aglaea attack. That's 2 stacks. Sunday action advance. Aglaea attack. That's 3 stacks. Garment Maker attack. That's 4 stacks. Aglaea ultimate. That's 5 stacks. That's actually really good. I really like that. Wow, chat. We got a single good E4 and it took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters.
Well, don't keep us waiting.
It's a flat 8% damage increase.
How is it worded? This has to be better.
It's not awful. Because 8% flat damage increase is not bad.
It's not good.
It's not good. It also only applies to ultimate damage.
Oh.
So the rest of your team really can't even make use of it or anything. Which, I mean, hey, most Acheron teams are only gonna be Acheron attacking, but 8% is diabolical. Kafka. When an enemy target takes damage from the shock status inflicted by Kafka, Kafka additionally regenerates 2 energy.
For E4 is crazy.
Okay, so now that she loves using her ultimates, and Kafka inflicts shock on a lot of enemies with, like, her ult and all that, and her constant follow-ups. That's not the worst thing in the world. However, for an E4, I'm not too happy with it. Like, that's not bad with the way Kafka plays right now. That's not too bad. I just don't love it. Alright, Black Swan. Oh my god, that's a lot of words. While in the Epiphany state, enemy targets have their effect res reduced by 10%, and Black Swan regenerates 8 energy at the start of the target's turns or when they are defeated. This energy regeneration effect can only trigger up to 1 time while Epiphany lasts. The trigger count is reset when Epiphany is applied again. So from what...
That's a whole lot of words.
That's a lot of words for a lot of nothing. Epiphany is her ultimate, I believe.
Oh...
So what this does is it makes it slightly easier for you to apply your debuffs and your DOTs. But yeah, it makes it slightly easier for your debuffs and DOTs to go off. And then you get 8 energy when...
You just use your ultimate, right?
Yeah, you just use your ultimate.
Okay.
So now, at the start of the target's turns or when they are defeated, Black Swan gets 8 energy. It's not bad. Because that means you're gonna get your ult back substantially faster. could be better. I think I might be underrating this one. You might be able to do some crazy shit with this one. I just don't understand the game at a deep enough level.
Would you say A or B tier?
For this one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say... I think B... Like, I think B on its own. I think A if you match it with the right team. Like, with the right situation. Yeah. Feixiao. What's her E4? The toughness reduction from the talent's follow-up attack increases by 100%, and when launched, increases this unit's speed by 8%. I mean, this isn't... I don't know, this is just so weird. Like, why am I concerned about toughness reduction? I'm gonna be honest. Like, Feixiao likes to break her opponents, but it's not the most essential aspect of the character. Getting speed is nice, I guess. Like, this would enable super break Feixiao, I can't argue. It affects her ult, right? Oh, God, ult is considered follow-up damage, isn't it? Yeah, no, actually, I think ult is considered follow-up damage. I think it's fine. I mean, either way, speed is nice, so you can probably do some shenanigans with that if you learn how to use it correctly. Who's this? Oh, this is Saber. Oh, this is a new character. The E4 might actually be good.
Oh my god, my woman.
Increases Saber's wind res pen by 8%. After using ultimate, increases Saber's wind res pen by 4%. This effect stacks up to 3 times. Okay, so they gave her 20%, which is like the standard number, but you have to earn it. By using your ultimate 3 times. That's so bad. Okay. Annoying, but it's a 20% damage increase. And right now, that's been the most flat-out decent... that's been like the most flat-out decent number increase that we've had in a little bit. Good job, Saber. You passed the test. What is E4 Castorice? While Castorice is on the field, all allies' HP restored when receiving healing increases by 20%. It's not bad. It's once again, it's the thing where your healer will probably always be able to take care of it. The thing is, though, is that by restoring more HP, that means Castorice gets the dragon back sooner. So that's actually... Yeah, you know what? Okay, that's actually not bad. I like that one. That's like a solid... That's like an A. Like, B or A, I feel like. That's not too bad. That can be really helpful to get you more overall damage output. I think the cat has a decent E4. After the patron gets attacked by an ally target, Cipher deals quantum additional damage to it equal to 50% of Cipher's attack. Yeah, that's not bad. It pairs well with this one, because whenever she uses her follow-up attack, her attack increases by 80%, and the follow-up attack means the patron is getting attacked. So, you know what, that's a nice damage boost. That's actually not too bad. I like that. E4 you don't really realize how many fucking characters you have until you have to do this shit. Okay, so E4 Tribby. While Numinosity lasts, the damage dealt by all allies ignores 18% of the target's defense. Okay, so that is S. That is really good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like that. I quite like that. Any source of defense ignore is usually a good source of defense ignore. Xuan. I have a feeling I'm going to be disappointed. When other allies under Matrix of Prescience are attacked, Xuan regenerates 5 energy. Okay, that's actually...
It's like C.
That's not bad. I mean, it gives Xuan more ults, which essentially just means she's never going to have to worry about her ult. Which... Xuan doesn't often have to worry about her ult, but that might mean that you're able to make her tankier, because she won't need any form of energy regen now. So that's honestly, yeah, okay, that's not bad. I like that one. I mean, you're right, it's probably like C, but it could be B. It could be helpful. Silverwolf's is called Bounce Attack. After using ultimate to attack an enemy target, deals quantum additional damage equal to 20% of Silverwolf's attack for every debuff on the target. This effect can trigger up to 5 times per target during each use of ultimate. Okay, so I don't love trying to make supports into more damage focused characters, but like, cause you're gonna have multiple debuffs on a target usually. Like probably 3 or more, so that's 60% of Silverwolf's attack whenever she ults. It's not bad. Again, I'm not gonna call it good. Sunday E4. When the turn starts, regenerates 8 energy. Why does he need more energy? He doesn't need it. Like, he doesn't need more energy. He is never at risk. He is never at risk of not getting his ult. This is quite literally the most useful. This does nothing. Like, you have to mess up so badly for Sunday to not get his ult back. Oh, like if you have him on energy regen, he will get his ult back every single time. Yeah, no, that's lit. New tier, useless. No ERR rope.
Have energy regen on him.
Put energy regen on your Sunday.
No, I need him speedy.
Just make a rope with speed.
No, because I don't have the other thing that I need to put the substat on it.
You're gonna be my 13th reason.
No, he needs...
Cookie says, Chris, lock in.
I'm trying so hard.
Stop being rage baited.
Yeah, no, E4 Sunday is just like, you need, you should have ERR rope on Sunday regardless, because no other rope is really helpful for him besides, like, HP or defense. Those are the only ones that would really be helpful at that point. Alright, Clara. After Clara is hit, the damage taken by Clara is reduced by 30%. This effect lasts until the start of her next turn.
That's kind of ass.
I mean... Okay, so here's the thing. If you do not want to run a healer or a preservation character with Clara, which sometimes you don't because Clara doesn't do a lot of damage, so you want to make her stronger with more buffs, this is helpful, because that means that Clara just won't die. And in a lot of cases, Clara is the main person getting hit. So that's not awful. I'm sure as hell not gonna call it good. E4 Jingliu. During the spectral transmigration state, each moonlight stack additionally increases crit damage by 20%.
Spectral trans... Oh, when she goes like crazy.
Yeah, when she goes into... Yeah. When the moon appears behind her and all that. That's actually not bad. That's a lot. That's a decent bit of extra crit damage. So Jingliu gains... yeah, when ally targets receive damage or consume HP, Jingliu gains 1 stack of moonlight. Each moonlight stack increases Jingliu's crit damage by 44. I'm pretty sure that's not max level. It is max level. By 44, so now you're getting 64% additional crit damage, stacking up to 5 times. She does already get a lot of crit damage, so it's not the most useful, but it is still like a flat damage increase that's gonna be part of your main kit either way. I love Eidolons that are very easy to activate and are very rewarding. If it was Res Pen, that'd be better, but more crit damage is more crit damage. Alright, so E4 Bronya. After any other ally character uses basic attack on an enemy target that has wind weakness, Bronya immediately launches 1 instance of follow-up attack, dealing wind damage to this target equal to 80% of her basic attack. This can trigger once per turn. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. This is honestly not that good. It does have the potential to be very good in the specific scenario with Feixiao. If you have an E2 Feixiao, or even if you have Feixiao in general, but you have E4 Bronya, and there is a wind weakness, Bronya will constantly contribute to Feixiao's count to get her ultimate back. That is really helpful. Alright, I don't want to go over this one.
Oh.
This one's gonna make me sad.
Poor Seele.
Seele regenerates 15 energy when she defeats an enemy.
Can we move on?
More ultimates. Just more ultimates, and more ultimates is good. More ultimates is really good, but also, well, why? C. Maybe B. Maybe B on a real generous day. Oh my god, Welton Bailu. I'm gonna... Oh. Alright, Bailu! Every healing provided by the skill makes the recipient deal 10% more damage. This effect can stack up to 3 times. That's actually way better than I thought it'd be. Remember, it's still not good, and more importantly, it requires you to use Bailu. That sucks. However, this could be technically worse, because 10% damage, and you can stack, so 30% more damage is actually not awful. That is not that bad. When using skill, increases the base chance of reducing the attacked enemy target speed by 35.
Ooh.
I'm not going to talk about this. This is actually so fucking bad.
That's so embarrassing. Why would they do that to me?
Aye, baby, Yanqing! When the unit's HP is 80% or higher, increase his res pen by 12.
Ice res pen. Not just Oof.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Wow.
It's so sad.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. If you get hit once when you don't have a shield, useless. Okay. E4 Gepard. When Gepard is in battle, all allies that Fectorez increases by 20%. It's, I mean, considering he doesn't do anything to help that in the first place,
Hey.
I guess that's not bad. Does he? Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I've never taken a deep look at Gepard's kit. Let's take a look.
That sucks. Wait.
All right, so actually getting a Fectorez kinda based. Because he's so unbelievably bad to begin with.
No.
This is actually not that bad. Aventurine does give 50% of Fectorez automatically. However, at least Gepard gives 20 at E4.
Yeah, he needs all the help he can get.
He literally needs all of the help he can get. He's so incredibly useless. E4 ratio. When triggering the talent, additionally regenerates 15 energy for Dr. Ratio. Okay, so it's
amazing.
It's another energy one. I'm not super keen on these. However, Ratio's ultimate is very, very important to what he wants to do because it gives him free uses of his follow-up. Getting this much energy just by existing and doing his job, actually really good. Okay, so that's actually not bad. Combined with the rest of his kit, that's probably like an A or a B. That's actually really decent. Increases ultimate damage dealt by 150%. That's
what?
That might be the shortest E4 of all time. Bro,
quick and to the point. I appreciate it.
It really just said, "Hey, you like using ultimate? Here you go. More damage for your damage." I mean, 150% is not like an insignificant number. That's actually like that's not bad. So you get these two combined, and then if you use it, you can use it again for even more Honestly, that's not bad. Ah, you might have forgotten, chat. We were in Simulated Universe. Unfortunately, we are now going to the data bank to go over all the characters I missed. After Numby's turn begins, Topaz action advances by 20%. Action advance is nice. The fact that this is kind of it isn't the best. But it's not bad. You could probably do some crazy shenanigans with this.
I feel like Himeko would go crazy.
I'll give it like C, maybe B. That could be worse. Aren't you so happy I distracted you from Simulated Universe jail? Oh my god. This was your fault! I'm timing you out. What does the Luocha's do? He has like the worst E2 in the game, so. When Luocha's zone is active, enemies become weakened and deal 12% less F. A good healer would make it so you don't have to worry about taking less damage. For each hit performed by the Lightning Lord, when it takes action, Jing Yuan regenerates 2 energy. The max you can have is 20 or 10 hits, so you get 20 energy. I guess that's not bad. Fun fact, chat. Did you know it's actually a bigger damage increase to get Sunday without his light cone than to get all of Jing Yuan's Eidolons? When Blade's current HP percentage drops from above 50 to 50% of his max HP, or lower, increases his max HP by 20%. He scales off HP, that's good. That's not bad. And it can stack up to 2 times, so you can get 40% more HP. That's basically 40% more damage. Not actually. That's not exact. I don't think that's actually how the math works out. However, that is actually not bad. I actually don't hate that. How long have I been doing this for? How long did we get stuck on this tangent for? It's been about 40 minutes. Okay. The buff effect granted by Outroar lasts until the end of this unit's next turn. What is Outroar? Where is it?
I saw it in skill, I swear. It was like somewhere in the paragraph of skill. Yeah,
wait, there it is.
Each stack of Outroar.
Starting from the 4th hit, 1 stack of Outroar is gained before every hit. Each stack of Outroar increases Dan Heng and Baba de Lune's crit damage by 6%. I mean, level 1. Okay, so that's way higher than 6% crit damage. Lasts until the end of this unit's next turn. These stacks last until the end of his current turn. Oh my god. Okay, so apparently he gets 12% crit damage at max, so 12 times 4 is 48. So that means he gets 48 extra crit damage for the next time he attacks. Honestly, compared to everything else, B tier. This is so rough. It's the worst experience. E4 suck. E4 sucks so much. Huohuo. When healing a target ally via skill or talent, the less HP the target ally has, the higher the amount of healing they will receive. The maximum increase in healing provided by Huohuo is 80%. Okay, so just okay, so she won't.
Healing.
People won't die as much. Wow, cool. All right, C. Moving on. Hey, buddy.
Oh, he's so cute.
I
Oh.
love him.
E4. When the zone exists, reduces enemy targets attack.
Why do people talk about these things like I know what that is?
F.
You know?
After launching into... Oh my god. Okay, I at least know what these are, but Jesus Christ. This is not fun to read. After launching Intuit Slasher, Intuit Call increases this unit's effect res by 50%. F. Just get a good healer! Just get a good healer, guys. That's the lesson of today. Just have a halfway decent sustain. That's your lesson. There you go. You win. At the start of battle, gains 2 stack of Apotheosis, increases the maximum stack limit of the... D. It gets him slightly more damage. Sure, why not? D. When triggering his talent's follow-up attack, first increases Aventurine's defense by 40% for 2 turns, and additionally increases the hits per action for his talent's follow-up attack by 3. Actually, not awful. I actually quite like that. Okay, wait. If it increases his defense before the follow-up attack, that means he now has 40% extra defense for his attack to scale off of. And he gets more hit. Okay, I actually quite like this. That's actually not bad. That makes his whole gimmick, which is being an attacker while being a defender, better. Okay, I actually quite like that. That's like...
You'd think you would pull.
I'm gonna be honest, at this point, that's probably S tier, because Jesus Christ. These have sucked. Makes his damage and his shield stronger. That's a good point, yeah. That's actually not bad. The ultimate recovers 1 more skill point. The talent additionally increases the max skill points by 1. Hey guys, so hey, if you have an archer, I would really recommend E4 Sparkle. You can't get her as she just left the warp banner now, but hey, next time. All right, moving on. Maybe next time you'll lock it. All right. I just did a video about Jade actually. When using ultimate, enables the damage dealt by Jade to ignore 12% of enemy targets' defense lasting for 3 turns. If this was her follow-up attack, I think it would be incredible. Because it's her ultimate, it's okay. Boothill. Okay, so Leia actually has this. When the enemy... Oh my god, I'm so tired of reading. When the enemy target in the standoff is attacked by Boothill, the damage they receive additional... Wait, what? Oh, it's attacked by Boothill, okay. The damage they receive additionally increases by 12%. When Boothill is attacked by the enemy target in the standoff, the effect of him receiving increased damage is offset by 12%.
I don't understand his kit, and I don't wanna.
Basically, alright. I mean, 12% additional damage in standoff is not bad, I guess. B, I guess. I don't know. I haven't even ranked all of these, but man, I've just been disappointed. While in the C-form state, increase all ally speed by 12. What the why? I mean, that's not bad, but why? A tier. Good job, Rappa. The speed of erudition...
Why? I'm scared.
Okay, so I just want everybody to think about the fact real quick. Rappa was released in 2.6, then we had 2.7, and then Herta came out in 3.0. They actually just duplicated the same Eidolon, but they made it worse. That's so funny.
Why make it Pat specific?
Because the Herta's whole thing is erudition characters, so I guess it makes sense, but man, that sucks. Alright, moving on. Mighty. While in Vendetta, increases crit damage by 30 and restores HP by 10% of this unit's max HP after receiving attacks. Okay, so that whole gimmick where he likes getting his, ass beat, let's make it even better. And let's make him do a slightly more damage. This is like the definition of B. When using skill, increases attack by 30% lasting for 2 turns, and this effect can stack up to 2 times. He can do 60% increased attack on one of his skills. This game sucks. Alright, that's actually not too bad. That's actually not too bad. That's a pretty substantial increase in his personal damage. And it's super easy to get the max effect out of it too. Alright, Finon. When using Calamity's Soul Scorch Edict, additionally gain 4 stacks of Soul Scorch. Which one is Calamity's Soul Scorch Edict? Oh, so if he does the counter, he gets 4 more stacks, so he can double spam the meteor.
That's pretty good.
Okay, that's actually not awful. Because using the counter is advised to do at least once, so now you get rewarded immensely for it. And Hiasin, God's favorite character. The Tempestuous Halt trace gets enhanced. For every 1 excess speed, additionally increases Hyacin's and Little Ika's crit damage by 2%. That's fucked. That's fucked. That's fucked. That's fucked. That's fucked. Where the fuck's the talent? Where is it? That's not okay. I hate it here. Basic attack technique. There it is. When Hyacin's speed exceeds 200, increases her and Little Ika's max HP by 20%. Then for every 1 excess speed, their outgoing healing increases by 1%. Outgoing healing increasing by that much is incredible, because that just means your team will never die while Hiasin also does a shit ton of damage. And now you're gonna do even more! God almighty. Hiasin is actually, like, I cannot wrap my head around Hiasin, man. How did anybody approve that character out of testing? Like, that is unbelievable. So anyway, guys, that's every E4 in Star Rail, not even ranked, just screamed about. That's just every E4 screamed about. Because either they are, like, the most mediocre thing imaginable, they're an affront to God, or they're not great, but pretty good. We are not going over every 4 stars for E4. Like, most of them suck.
I want to see Kalis. I feel like Gallagher would have a good one. Like, he's easily
Gallagher's just overall a good 4-star. I don't know what his E4 does. I think it's more helpful than his E6. Extended duration of besotted state inflicted by Gallagher. Okay, so that's actually S tier.
Yeah.
That is unironically S tier. That is actually incredible. All right, the real winner of the 5-star E4 competition is Gallagher, chat.